registered.
What's up, Clark Man?
I'm sick.
No, you said that. You gave yourself the coof.
I don't have COVID.
Inside the strong stone
did you get
walls of
tested?
the castle at Wallingford,
I did not.
Matilda's men held firm
My
against a
statement
brutal
is
siege
just as
by
valid as
forces
yours.
loyal to King Stephen.
Equally valid.
King Stephen's army had constructed a fortified perimeter
Holding up
outside the
our
castle, trapping Matilda's
Still
men
alive,
inside.
so yeah.
However,
Oh, there's
reinforcements were on the way
This time.
from Matilda's son Henry. Her forces needed to hold the walls until they arrived.
Death may occur soon.
It's waiting for us all. Zane Manutin until reinforcements. Anybody gathering wood? Where's the wood gatherers?
to work,
Maybe over there. Double it.
Another one.
Another one. Where's my stables? Am I not doing cavalry in defense here?
So I got my new water bottle.
Yay!
And it is small enough to fit in my cup holder.
He'll build that for they.
So life is good.
Yeah.
And we got our new refrigerator.
About time.
And it actually fit through our front door.
About time. CT! Good to see you, man. Been alright?
CT, hopefully you're not hacking up along as well.
I'm waiting for him to ask who the hell's that.
SW
They all know who that is.
not registered.
So no, like you sound like me. Uh-oh. Gosh, guys.
ZT's got a cold
Hoping
as
to
well.
claim Wallingford, King Stephen's
guys
siege
doing over
forces
there?
launched a renewed attack on the castle.
I've never met this man in my life.
Look. Say what you will. I don't believe you. That's all I got. Oh, battering ram. That's annoying. What's the point in placing infantry on the wall? Why did it tell me? It's like give me a tooltip. Hey, you can place infantry on the wall. Like, okay, I did that. I'm like, but why? And all that happened was they just sat there and got shot. Like, why? Would I bother putting infantry on a wall?
Just so that you could say you put infantry in there.
Yeah. As soon as he said that, he started coughing. Telling you.
It's not COVID.
Can't say that dirty word around here. Honestly, though, if it was, like, does it really even matter? To be completely honest with you.
Would it be kind of annoying?
Would it actually be worse than, like, anything else you have right now? Honestly.
No.
That's my point.
Unless I get super COVID.
But you don't. That's the thing. You get something else from it. It's like AIDS. Just don't get AIDS. That's the trick. Yeah, I don't know what the odds are you keeping this together, but I mean, a lot of people are interested right now. You know what a big factor is everybody stayed home. And then now they're not. And it's cold out. And germs are still out there, the same as they were before. And yet, your bodies aren't really ready anymore.
And, oh my god.
Hoping to crack the mighty
know.
stone walls of Wallingford, King Stephen's forces launched another attack.
I haven't finished repairing from that other attack, guys.
See Faye to work,
See Faye to work, Alright. See, now now infantry on the walls makes sense, because they're going to use a siege tower. That's a different story.
King Stephen's
there goes
forces
that frickin'
breached the
wall.
wall and pushed into Wallingford. Matilda's men
They
needed
forced
to
a wall
repel
breach,
the
though.
enemy
I think they.
before the castle fell, and their cause was lost.
I think they list it.
I think Bailista. You can hop in voice chat if you want. Hop into one of the channels, I'll pull you in. Should be hopping into Age of Empires, but whatever. Dude, I'm gonna have to restart this level now. I don't think I can make 10 minutes on that. See it here.
You just have to make it till reinforcements arrive.
I guess.
Hey,
ZT.
guys.
Hey, what up?
Oh man,
What the hell's wrong with you guys?
don't know. I don't know.
Gave each other E-AIDS.
What are the odds, Clark? We get sick around the same time.
I know.
Apparently
was-
pretty high.
I was doing
Yeah.
great, and then all of a sudden I just woke up one day and I'm like, sir, I started coughing, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't feeling good when he said he didn't want to play GTA. Like, man, get this man a hospital bed if he's not playing GTA.
I think I need one, honestly.
Inside the strong stone walls of the castle at Wallingford, Matilda's men
they're
held
coughing
firm
like crazy
against a
all day.
brutal siege
Oh,
by
man.
forces loyal to King Stephen.
I've just been inhaling Mucinex. So.
King Stephen's army had constructed a fortified perimeter outside the castle, trapping Matilda's men inside.
Yeah, keep
However,
coughing it out.
reinforcements were on
Best
the
thing
way
to do.
from Matilda's son Henry. Her forces needed to hold the walls
Get it
until
out.
they arrived.
Yeah.
Get out!
Get out of me.
That's what it is,
Don't
man.
want
Like,
this anywhere.
man, my son, he'll sit there and like do everything he can not to spit this shit out. And I'm like over here hawking loogies trying to get it out of my body. I don't want this in my body. Get out of here.
I hate colds. They're the worst.
Yeah. I'm just glad people are calling it a cold.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear a puppy.
Yeah.
What needed a ham on min way?
My dogs were barking and whining all day.
So are they?
Well, we got a new refrigerator, and then they had the delivery guys in there, and then they were like, "Sir, oh my God, new people!" Started freaking out,
Serious business, man.
and then when they sit outside, they just sit outside and bark. Nobody there to bark at. They're just barking.
That's why they're barking.
SWB audio capture.
They're pissed that
not
they have nobody to
registered.
bark at. Obviously. Obviously. Give them something to bark at, man.
Bark at the mail, man.
That's right.
Anything.
Do it with them.
Hoping to claim Wallingford,
Just
King
sit outside and
Stephen's
bark
siege
at the
forces
mail.
launched a renewed
I
attack
bark at
on the
dogs
Just
all the
castle.
laugh at
time.
him instead.
I bark at neighboring dogs all the time. Bark at me, I bark at them.
God,
D-Face a worker. Burn it down.
murder!
More Age of Empires, nice. Sucks to see us.
When are you gonna start playing it, man?
I don't know.
Yesterday? Perfect time.
Yeah, probably. Actually, no, I was feeling really bad yesterday. Like, I had a massive headache.
Huh? Hey! You watched at the wrong time. What do you mean you watched at the wrong time? You're here now. What does that mean? What?
ZT's dying.
If you're talking about the other stream, it's actually because I screwed up some of that changing over. Sometimes if you don't give it like enough time or something, then it saves over the other one with the new title and stuff. So Dead has to go fix that one. But
SWB audio capture not registered.
every time they send a siege weapon, I'm going to send cavalry at it. This is the way. Getting raided, my friend. I am getting raided. And not in the cool, like, get me new subs way. This is in, like, the super lame.
Hoping to crack the mighty
Nice.
stone walls of Wallingford,
I wish it would
King
stop
Stephen's forces launched another attack.
Stop,
way. Yeah.
please.
Like we sound like zombies over here.
Back for blood.
We do.
Yep, there we go. Got infected by the Ridden. It's taking over.
Yep. I think the only responsible thing to do would be to take you guys out.
This is why he's my best friend.
Well, if you got turned into a zombie, I'd kill you. Yeah. You're welcome.
It's a nice thing to do.
It is.
It's a nice thing.
That's not how you want to be
Matilda's
remembered.
forces repelled the attack
Yeah.
and held the castle.
Well, if you remember as a rotten corpse, the one that.
Fine, just destroy the frickin' thing, alright? You're costing me troops.
Play any State of Decay, Clark?
Yeah, I played a little bit today. I lost another
Did you?
guy.
Oh man.
He was dead weight.
No, he was another red talon mercenary, so
Matilda's
he was
forces
really
held
good.
firm against the attack,
I was trying to get
cutting
credit.
down the enemy soldiers.
But I got into a fight with the super horde, and it was also in the time that I was taking out a plague heart. So it was super horde plus like infinite plague zombies, and it was a mess.
I feel like that's not what you're supposed to do.
No.
Dude, it's so nuts how like some of these games could just be could just have compounding all of a sudden holy shit mechanics to it.
Yeah. See, I played on dread difficulty, which is like hard,
Yeah.
and it's really hard.
Oh man. I'm not gonna be able to repair that one in time.
King Stephen's forces breached the wall and pushed into Wallingford.
Sucks when they
Matilda's
take out a
men
gate,
needed
they
to
take out
repel
like
the
a good
enemy
portion
The
of
whole
it.
before the
section,
castle
yeah.
fell, and their cause was lost.
I think I have enough to repair it. Like, whether or not I have enough time to repair it is a different question, though. For the next assault on that part of the wall. Check. We don't make up lies here.
No lies.
But considering I don't actually need to exit outside of this thing right there, let's just build a wall.
Yeah, you got gates all over the place.
No. Well, it really would have gates all over the place if this was a place that we house citizens, but you know. I'm just surprised this place has priests.
Not registered.
This is an English castle. How do I not have monks and priests already?
Church of England.
What's going on? Well, no, this is still Catholic.
They need more Church of England.
This is 1200.
They need English Jesus.
So they haven't had.
English.
Which one was it that switched over to Episcopal Church? I always forget which. I think it was one of the Henrys, wasn't it?
I have no idea. If it's not about World War II, I don't know.
I think I just did the whole Henry the First. He was a descendant of. He's a descendant of Norm. Of the Norms, I mean, sorry. William.
I always found AOE relaxing. It's just a nice thing to watch.
Oh, I'm glad. It's relaxing to play, even though it's stressful.
That sounds about right.
Bitches.
Like he's getting rocked right now.
Matilda's forces received word that Henry's troops were getting
Him a little
closer
bit,
to
yeah.
Wallingford.
Minute and 15
Soon
though. I'm
the
gonna make
combined
it.
numbers of the two armies could tip the
And
scales in
overwhelmed
their
here.
favor.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. See, next siege tower down. Get back to work.
How are you feeling so far, Clark?
Like garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's not that bad. It's just like the coughing is just horrible.
Like
Yeah,
plastic
same
recycled
here.
garbage or compost or
Not registered.
No,
standard
like
refuse.
like medical waste garbage.
From what kind of ward? I'm getting really in the weeds here.
At last, Henry's reinforcements approached Wallingford.
Yeah, this is Henry fighting.
United under
We're Henry the
Matilda's
First, so
The two armies were ready to engage
we're
Stephen's
defending Matilda,
forces.
and she's like granddaughter to great granddaughter, maybe. So William.
It is Caesar for actors. Andente to Canita, it's libe to hear it. Entendeth, Breckers. Arthur Canitas Yara.
I was telling Dead. I was like, yeah, I was all happy because I was watching Jeopardy the other day, and they had. I mean, we're a little bit behind on our Jeopardy, but they were asking about the battle in 1066. You know, where William killed Harold, and I was like, oh, the Battle of Hastings, and two of them got it wrong. I was like, you suckers.
Play more AOE.
Exactly. I told him I was like, gotta play Age of Empires.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
We're just
Born into the
destroying.
new generation.
Oh man, you gotta
It's different.
get your history on so you don't repeat it.
Yep.
That's all history is, though.
Yeah.
People repeating it because they never learned from it.
Yeah, never learned from the first place.
Oh, Dad, didn't know you were in here. You're really quiet. And
He's
I
eating.
just got back.
oh, did you? Okay.
Torch
Yeah,
it,
where's
torch
the
it.
Rocket League? Should we go?
They're like, hey, there's no gate here.
Yep, pretty much. We went straight for a gate that's not there. Retreat inside the walls. Losing a lot of people for kind of no reason.
Okay.
I just want to take out the battering rams at first. But yeah, they kind of went right to that gate and said, oh. Now they don't know what the hell to do. Let's take out some camps.
I give it.
Well, she says it like 10 times a night.
I know, and then she keeps going.
Yeah. Uninstall. Here we are. Kill that one guy. Ooh, whoa, hold on there, kiddos.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Oh. That's a lot of siege equipment.
That is.
Henry and Matilda's forces struck out at the besieging army,
We're gonna go that
weakening the
way.
enemy's hold on Wallingford's perimeter.
Put you guys there. Oh, that gate's open. It's pretty annoying, for being honest here.
The enemy line
God,
wavered
this close killed
as
me.
Matilda's forces cut down the besieging army.
Thank God I have this water bottle from LTGstore.com.
LTGstore.com.
LT. Oh, God.
You're welcome.
Thank God I have this backup water bottle from
LTGstore.com.
Can't stop coughing. It's the main thing.
It's some Mucinex in you. That stuff's helping me so far.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Mucinex is
Yeah, I
good.
should have got some.
It tastes like garbage, but it's totally good.
Oh, man. Honestly, I don't even care if it tastes bad, as long as it works.
You mean you don't chew on them first?
No, it's liquid form.
Oh, okay.
Again, you still don't chew it before swallowing?
You're not supposed to chew liquids.
You don't chew liquid.
Your liquids aren't solids?
You mean there's a rule against chewing on a liquid?
You don't chew liquids.
I don't think it's
If
a
you-
rule. I think it's not something you're capable of doing.
Yeah. Unless you're chewing on milk, you can chew on milk.
Or ice cubes. That works as well.
You can only chew on old milk.
SWB audio
Yes,
capture
but
You
it's
can-
still milk.
If you can chew your milk, then I don't know.
Cottage cheese.
Are they bringing the siege towers inside your base?
Should try it. The NPCs don't know what to do with it.
That's great. And now they just gave up.
Oh, they're getting me a bit.
Build end day that Rita knew.
I think the only strategy here is to be offensive, like hard right now. I lost all that cavalry. It took out the second camp, so like they did the job I sent them to do, but I didn't get to pull them out in time.
Are there any more reinforcements?
I don't know. Haha, suck it. Dude, these are the coolest thing in this game. Like, well, they're on the top 5. Archer's able to put up the spikes.
It's cool.
Like, there's so many things to be excited about when this game came out, but as soon as I saw that in like one of the first missions, I was like, no way. And it's like, yeah, whenever cavalry's charging you, just hit Q. You're like, oh, that's wonderful. Oops. I'm low on food. Oh, because these guys get back to work.
SWB
Or do they not
audio
make it out?
capture
No,
not
they made it.
registered.
Poop.
What needeth be undone?
Poopies.
Poopty poopty pants.
Yeah, I'm kind of screwed then, I think. I don't want to redo this one again. I'm kind of screwed, though. I thought those villagers got to... I thought they got to the, you know, the castle, the keep. I thought they made it to the keep. But it doesn't look like it. We're going to have to just do this again really quick. Gosh damn it.
Sweet
Rip.
Jeebus.
Rip indeed. I know what I'm going to do this time, though, and they're not going to like it.
Could have crossed mid.
I just got an achievement. Is it for restarting a mission twice?
Achievement called You Fucked Up.
Oh, you fucked up again.
Inside the
Team is called Pay Attention, dude.
King Stephen's army had constructed a fortified perimeter outside the castle, trapping Matilda's men inside. However, reinforcements were on the way from Matilda's son Henry. Her forces needed to hold the walls until they arrived.
Hey there, I got a question for you.
I have an answer, but I don't know if you'll like it. I can't promise.
Alright, do you believe in God? Because last time me and Clark were speaking to a heretic. So,
I'm speaking what?
to a heretic.
A heretic? What does that mean?
Yeah. Clark, you want to explain?
I'm
We're
confused.
speaking to Sparks, who doesn't believe in God, so he just believes in heresy.
This WB audio capture not registered.
Look,
I already know this answer, so it's gonna be funny.
I don't know if you do, though.
Oh, man,
If you know this answer, I'm curious of it. Because it's something I've tried to work with my whole life. I don't know. What is this answer you know, then, Clark?
I know that you do not believe in God.
See, I don't know if it's the same thing as you. That's the difference, because you're Catholic.
Yes.
So, yeah, we can go down that road a little bit. So,
Okay.
Catholics believe in God so hard.
well, right. So they believe in an absolute, and I don't necessarily believe in that. I don't necessarily believe that it's a one God situation anyhow. So like one thing you'll find is that like a lot of heathens and pagans, etc., don't not believe in Jesus. They just don't believe that he's the
Hoping to
one
claim
true
one
only.
effort, King Stephen's siege forces
What's
launched
believed
a
is that
renewed
it's
attack on the
another
castle.
god, and they generally call him the nailed god. Yeah. What's that, Chuck?
Well, because polytheists, like even those in like Hindu faith, they believe that God and Jesus are a real possible entity next to what their gods are.
Right. But they don't necessarily believe that there's this one overarching with a plan that creates everything and is responsible for every single thing. I think that's where everything kind of falls apart, in my view, in general, is omnipotence at its core.
It's the same with the Norsemen. They believe that there's a possibility that he was a thing, but he's not the one true.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I've been at most of my life in general. I've always figured that the chances of there being one that is able to do everything that is said, is able to be fully controlling, to have a plan all the way from nothing, right? Especially in the creation sense. I don't see it. I don't. I wouldn't necessarily say heresy in that sense either, though, because I actually do believe that there's something else that contributed to the way that we are now. Like I don't know if it's a Big Bang or this or that, but I don't think that. How do I put it? I think that the interpretation in general of God and gods has always been skewed on purpose. So I've always thought that it may be, I think a demigod scenario is the most likely and reasonable of them all. And the reason I say that is So the idea, like I said, for me, omnipotence doesn't necessarily make sense. You know, regardless of, I don't really knock anybody who does believe it. You know, of course, that's fine. But I don't really think it's a thing. So with that
King
said,
Stephen's forces launched another attack.
demigods make a lot more sense to me. The idea that they are more powerful beings that can control possibly elements or factors in the world that aren't all powerful. Right? They're more powerful than us, so we would revere them as gods, but not necessarily something that we would, you know, not something that we'd say, oh, it created everything, right? Because to us, we can explain a lot of things off with magic or religion. It's pretty easy for our species to do that. It's happening again, the damn towers.
Really interesting. Very different.
Yeah, it's just the way I kind of think of it. I don't know. Like I said, the problem for me is that there's no way to ever really know until something's right. With the idea that we only find these things out in the afterlife, it's like, well, then I'll never know, and neither will you. Like, prove me wrong and go die. Like, it's not really a thing, you know. But I don't know. I think if there is something out there, which I think there's certainly a possibility. The reason I say that, on top of it, is also that when you do look at a lot of the, let's say, Germanic and Norse and
Matilda's
Hindu
forces repelled the attack and held
and
the
the
castle.
Maya and the Aztecs, they all have strong similarities, but they're happening at different times across the world, and these cultures have no communication with each other. So then you start asking, I think of two things. Well, technically three. One, a lot of people came up with the same ideas for stories to tell their children around the campfire. Two, they're all very similar because they're all seeing the same gods across the planet, because gods aren't necessarily like a Norse god isn't stuck in Sweden and Norway, right? Things like that. Or three, that all those are representations or interpretations of the one true God. That, you know, God showed himself to them in different forms because God can absolutely do that. That's another possibility, I think. But I think that, in my mind, those are the only realistic possibilities, because other than that, you're telling me that there's humans that know the absolute truth, and that is actually the part I disbelieve the most of it all. Is that any human that absolutely knows is either lying to themselves or to others, and maybe not willingly, like, because that's the difference between faith and belief and fact or anything else. Like, you know, a Christian cannot prove to me that God exists without a shadow of doubt, and same with any other religion.
No, definitely. It's one of those things where you say you have to see it in order to believe it. If you don't see anything, there's not any actual proof of it. But I personally believe in God.
And that's absolutely fine. I think everybody should have something to believe in one way or another. I think that having nothing in life, as far as everything is useless and we're all just gonna die in a hole, and I get that maybe that is what it is. Dude, I'm gonna lose this mission. I'm about to just go play. I'm about to play another fucking campaign here. I'm gonna switch campaigns. I'm getting my ass kicked. Medusa wasn't a god. You're right. She was a Gorgon or something, wasn't she? See, this is why I'm, because the Greeks, and the Greeks and the Germans were having these same things very similar times, because the Germans came down from Scandinavia. The Romans adopted the Greeks to a point, but theirs was much more astrological. And then the Norse were mostly a spin-off of the Germanic. And when you look at the Saxons, they were pagans. Saxons were Germanic pagans until right before Alfred, I'd say, right? Around that time period when the Roman Empire had left England, because the Romans were the pagans at the time. So these things are just very interesting to me.
Yeah, they are.
When I look
1350,
at Christianity
what
in
we know
general.
as the idyllic
Hey,
French
Reverend, it's been a
countryside
while. How you doing, man?
was a living hell.
Reverend Zombie.
The audio
For more than
capture
15
not
years,
When I look at these in
people
general,
had suffered at the
I
hands
get-
of
I get a-
English invaders
I have a trust
Little
issue
did they know that
with
this war
it, not the religion, but
would last for another
the church.
100 years.
And that's the issue, probably. I
But
love these
through this
cutscenes. I'm
crucible
sorry.
of fighting,
But
famine, and plague,
I think that
there would emerge the
my
modern
trust
nation
my trust
of
issue for this
France.
comes from the fact that the Catholic Church in the times in the 900s
England's
and early
king
thousands.
Edward III looked
Actually, it
jealously
started in the
across the
800s.
English Channel.
They were purposefully
Wanting France
adopting
for his own, he
like,
had
the
added
pagan
the
rituals and the
fleur-de-lis,
pagan,
the symbol of France, to his
traditions
own royal standard.
and names and everything else,
This was
and
an all-out
assimilating
declaration of
them
war.
into Christianity
And in 1337,
to make it seem like no, that was actually Jesus. No,
He
that was actually
invaded.
God. And that it was a piece to
But France
bring
already
in
had a king.
pagans to help convert them.
Philippe
And
the
then when they had the time,
As the
yes.
English
Oh
burned
my
their way
God.
across the land,
Yeah, that was
Philippe's
one
army and
right
his
there.
legendary
She was not
knights
a whore
marched
at
to
all.
meet
Yeah, it
them
didn't happen until the
and
Industrial
came face
Revolution.
to face with the
It was to
English
shame
longbow.
prostitutes. Yes.
A
And
simple weapon, but the
Dante's
most
Inferno is the
devastating
only
knights
reason
had
somebody
ever
says burn in
faced.
hell. And that was from
The
an
heroes
exiled
of
man.
France fell to storms of English arrows.
Living the dream, Reverend. I want to know about that dream.
The war engulfed the French
Interesting
countryside.
history facts. I've never really dug into it that deep
By
before.
1351,
I
the
think it'd be worth
conflict was
looking
focused
into,
on
not
Brittany.
as a reason to question your faith,
One fight stands
but
out
just
Yeah,
as
definitely.
historical
spectacular display of
to
chivalry.
understand why you celebrate Christmas. To understand the
a
reason why
symbol of
Monday,
wider
Tuesday,
conflict
Wednesday,
between
Thursday,
the
Friday
two
are
enemy
named what they
nations.
are also very important. Because there's not one day of the week that's Jesus Day.
The combat of the
There's a
30
reason.
Oh, yeah.
is still commemorated here in
Yeah.
Brittany.
It's a lot of misleading in all religions for so many different
It
reasons.
was a
You're right.
dispute between
And
two local families.
sadly, when you look at
Supported
Christianity,
by the
I'd say
opposing
Islam as
sides
well,
in the war.
a lot of times,
Not registered.
The
you know,
French
like I said,
and
for me
English
it's a trust
commanders
issue.
decided to
A
settle
lot of
it
times
through
I
a
see
trial
it
of knightly
as reasons of
combat.
control, for population control. You know, not breeding population
Each
control, but
side
population
would choose
control
30
in general.
champions to fight on neutral ground.
You know, act a certain way, pay your taxes,
France
pay the
prepared
church,
to defend itself
do this thing, and
against
then go die
England's
for us when we
finest.
tell you that there's a reason to die for us. It just gets, I don't know, it gets a little much, I think. Like why the Jews don't eat pork, or how the Red Sea was really split. Yeah, they don't eat pork because they didn't know what the temperature you had to cook it at. That was the original reason, because you get sick, you get worms. So they said it was bad.
So the same thing with crustacean.
Yep. Don't eat shellfish? Yeah, because they didn't know how to cook them. If you just ate them and didn't get it at the right temperatures and stuff like that, you'd get worms and you could die. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't eat a pig either if I didn't know how to cook it. Fuck, if I saw people dropping like flies from eating pigs.
One thing I've been back into is researching like all the new churches that they're finding around those areas.
That's interesting.
Like all the different like actual views based off the information that's still preserved. Like the all woman.
Intent on ending
and
the
all
suffering of the
woman-ran
French
churches,
peasantry, Sir Jean de
they were
Beaumanoir
sponsored
sent a
only by
challenge
women,
to
all
the
that
English
kind of fun
commander.
stuff, but then they were all attacked and
30
destroyed
champions on
around
each
the time
side would
of
compete
the
in a
Knights Templar
tournament
and the
for final claim
Catholic
to
Church
Brittany.
movement for power.
Oh
With the
yes, and that was
battleground
right
of the
before
halfway
they
oak
started
agreed
calling
upon.
everybody witches.
Sir Jean
Yeah.
set out to gather support from local
Yeah,
knights.
they-
Like the good.
Men were not witches. That was something very, very specific to women only at the time.
Yeah, I think warlock didn't come in until later.
Much later. Yeah.
As a knight
Only
himself,
women could be
Sir Jean
practiced-
followed the
only women
strict
could
rules of
practice
chivalry
arts.
and was
Yeah.
expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure
Yeah,
peace.
there's just a lot. Whoa, gosh, man.
Sorry.
There's a lot of things that really bother me on it, and I see it like it bothers me in the sense of, you know, when you read the Bible, you want to take things at face value as best you can, and then you want to interpret what's necessary. But with the English Bibles that we have, like King James has been changed so many times, and it's been changed for the English to benefit. The translations are far from direct. And sadly, whenever you look at a translation that's been changed for a specific reason like that, I start to look at like what else has been changed
Most
and
medieval
why.
tournaments were
It
friendly
really
in
bugs me.
nature, held for
Yes,
sport
I
and
agree.
glory,
As he's saying, but
but
the
the
absence
combat
of
of the
religion is
30
just as
was
two-faced and
arranged
annoying.
between
I agree. I
opponents
think that
mired
these
in
things
war.
become polar opposites.
English
I don't
raids
think
had
that,
torn through the countryside of
I don't have a
Brittany
problem with
and
Christianity
brought great
itself.
hardship to the
I
people.
think most of the time my issue is with the churches and a lot of the people that preach it and a lot of the people that force it on others, right? You know,
Sir Jean
I've always
spotted an
looked at,
English
let's
raiding
be honest,
party
we had this First
attacking a
Amendment for a
nearby
reason.
farmstead.
You know,
Well, like, first time I ever went to church, and, you know, I mean, I read the Bible before I ever went to church, because, you know, my dad's Catholic, my mom's Lutheran.
yeah.
My dad hates the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, so there were a few in there, so I read them, and I was interpreting it through my own view. And then when I went to church and they read the same thing, I'm like, you're dictating it based off your own view, and...
Yeah. The sermon is very different every time. And it's supposed to be something relatable for you to care about it. And it's hard to, I know, I grew up Episcopalian, so not necessarily, it's Catholic light. You know, that's Church of England, right? That's modern day Church of England, ever since the guy wanted to divorce his wife. Which is actually the reason that my family left the Catholic Church. My grandma got divorced, and from her first
The
husband, my
French
dad's
knights
dad,
defeated the English raiders,
because
and Sir Guy de Rochefort
it was necessary.
joined Sir Jean's
Leave
party.
it at that. But the Catholic Church said she had to pay. But why? Well, because you're committing a sin. You're divorcing your husband. It's like, yeah, well, you know, he hits, he drinks, and blah, blah, blah. Like, should divorce him. Yeah, but if you want to take communion, you have to pay the church. I believe that's when my family, it was before I was born for sure, but that's when my family
Sir
was no
Jean's
longer
search
Catholic.
next brought him to Sir Geoffroy Dubois,
Like,
whose
just because it's a
squires
woman,
were contending with a
she's being
detachment of
punished
English
for
longbowmen.
not making a marriage work kind of deal.
Like a friend of mine was saying that in the 70s it was
The
harder to
knights
get
would
divorced.
use the
and I
great
was like,
speed of
I'm
their
sure
war
it's well 'cause they
horses
were
to
Catholic.
charge
I'm
the
like, oh,
archers
yeah,
Yep.
and overwhelm
that
them.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
So,
all government.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they left the Catholic Church at that point for those reasons. Because the Episcopal Church is Catholic light anyways. A lot of the things are the
The
same.
English
You just don't pray for the
longbowmen
Pope.
fell, but the French knights
And that's
knew
not a
the enemy
negative.
would
Like, I look
attempt
at the
to
Catholic
retake
Church
the
as
hilltop
as
fortification
more, I
and
don't know,
steeled themselves
more of a
for
government
further
system
attacks.
than a church.
Oh, I feel about marriage and everything else and everything. It's all government.
Well, marriage has nothing to do with government. But I will say this, when we talk about marriage in general, I've mentioned this before. I don't think that the government should be involved in marriage in any way, shape, or form. So when we talk about gay marriage or whatever marriage, instead of blah, 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 I think the terminology has been the problem, because marriage has always been a religious ceremony.
Right, no, that's why
As far as I
it's
understand.
common government.
Yeah, at least the way I understood it. I could be understanding it wrong, there's no doubt there. So, like, if, you know, I have no issue with the government side and the benefits that you get from a civil union, whatever the term should be, I have no idea. You know what, these guys, get out of here. They just keep spawning. I don't have enough troops to play that game. Yeah, so, like, I don't care. Objective failed, defend the outpost. Is that not gonna make restart, is it? I didn't know I was defending the outpost. I thought I just had to clear it. Fine, fuck it, I'll just restart this one too. Fine then. That's what I'm doing tonight. Cohabitat. I don't know what the term should be. I don't know. That's my issue with it though. Because people get mad like a church doesn't recognize something. I'm like, well, you can't really be mad at the church for not recognizing something. Every church has its choice for that. The government is the one that you should be mad at if it doesn't recognize it. The government should always recognize it because that's what the First Amendment is. I'm just giving you right to practice there. That is perfectly fine. Yeah, so you should
Intent on
get
ending the suffering of
equal
the French
benefits
peasantry,
and all that stuff. Absolutely,
Sir
all
Jean
that
de
should be.
Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander.
Look at what you've done, ZT.
No, I love these conversations.
As a knight
You know I
himself,
do.
Sir Jean
I know
followed
you
the
do.
strict rules
Yeah.
of chivalry
But
and
I'm
was
just saying.
expected to
Look
protect
at
the
what he
local
said.
peasantry and ensure peace.
And if you can't tell, I'm pretty much on the side of what Bitter is saying.
I do spend a lot of time trying to research this stuff and thinking about it in general. I mean, of course, like I said, I could certainly be wrong about a lot of pieces of it. But, you know, I look at these religions in general. I look at something like Christianity as what Christianity, the church, is.
Most medieval tournaments were friendly in nature,
And
held
man,
for
I don't
sport
like
and
it.
glory.
I
But
don't
the
like
combat of
the
the
church
30
side of it. I
was
don't like
arranged
the,
between opponents mired in war.
because I look at it as a
English
government
raids
body.
had torn through the countryside of Brittany,
And I don't like
and
in our
brought
country
great
that
hardship to
you
the
are
people.
genuinely ostracized for not believing, regardless of what people think. But, you know, I
So
do
Jean
also
spotted
agree
an
that, like,
English
the
raiding
absence of
party
anything is not
attacking a
necessarily
nearby
a positive
farmstead.
either. I don't like the idea that, like, all of it's meaningless and that we're just here. Because at that point, why am I even bothering? I don't like that at all.
Sorry, I was reminded of was it Christian death squads? They've been running around to try and invoke kings and lords to attack them, so that way they can die sooner to get to.
For martyrdom, yeah.
Yeah, and they said suicide is a no-go, but towards the end, because they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, nothing really happened. They eventually just tied each other up to each other and just fell off the side of the cliff.
That's funny. Well, yeah, that is the question. It's like as soon as you find a loophole in a rule, another rule is created. Like there's always another loophole. There's always another catch.
The French
There's always
knights
another
defeated the English
something
raiders,
with it.
and Sir
And I
Guy de
feel like
Rochefort
that's.
joined Sir Jean's party.
I mean, I feel like most established religions are like that. See, when I talk about established, I don't mean like religions that have been around for a long time. I mean the ones that are fully structured. When we talk about like the pagans,
Sir Jean's
still
search
today,
next brought
they're
him
not
to Sir
structured.
Geoffroy Dubois,
It's not.
whose squires were
There
contending
aren't
with a
really
detachment
rules
of
to
English
it.
longbowmen.
Give me them. There we go. It's not really a
The knights would use
situation
the
where you
great
have
speed of
like
their war horses to charge the archers and
priests
overwhelm them.
and rules. There's not even like an indoctrination piece to it, you know. Interpretations of all religions is what I take issue with. I agree, and I certainly agree. We're talking about this just before you got on, I think, or maybe
The
just
English
as
longbowmen
a
fell,
big piece of
But the French knights
the
knew
issue
the enemy would
is
attempt
the
to retake the
translations
hilltop fortification
between all
and
these different
steel
languages.
themselves for further attacks.
And then on top of it, you have the people's interpretation. So I know quite a few people that are in non-denominational type churches, and I consider them basically cults. And because they all have their own kingdom of heaven things, and they suck people in a really dangerous way. And I don't think the message is wrong. I think the community is wrong. And I think the community can be more dangerous than anything else. And I've heard this said many times to atheists, and it does bother me. They say, well, if you stop believing because of what people in the church did to you, that means that you didn't believe in the first place. And I don't like that mentality. I've heard that quite a few times to people, being said to people. It bothers me just because, like, well, your interpretation of the church is the people. And if those people made your life really shitty, how am I supposed to defend this? For 24 more seconds.
It's the topic of discussion. I just came back.
No, I didn't stop, so it's all good. Well, no, one of the things, what I was just saying was that one thing I don't like hearing is that this is said to atheists quite often, is that if you stop believing in the church because of the people in the church, then you didn't believe in the first place. I think it's a really hollow argument. I think it doesn't really fit, because a lot of times those are the people teaching you
With
the
Sir
religion
Geoffroy by his
to begin
side,
with.
Sir Jean had
a
secured
cult
the
mentality.
outpost.
Yeah, and they're the ones that are actually, you know, teaching you the ways of it. And if they're the ones that are the problem, then the entire thing for you is the problem. And it might not mean that you didn't believe. It just meant that maybe you put too much faith in the people, but you're told to put the faith in the people. Like, where is the
Looking to
line? It's
secure
very
his honor,
dangerous. It's very
a
confusing.
young knight held his ground on a bridge
Shepherd
in
is
Sir Jean's
misleading.
path.
No.
Something very recent. I'm not gonna give names, stuff like that, but we had a falling out with people. And anyhow, one of the things it came down to was that, you know, kids not in the church, and they need to get in the church sooner rather than later. And when you say, well, you know, it can wait
defeat in the duel,
until they're old
Sir
enough
Yves
to make the
Chahel
decision themselves,
joined
like
the
16,
cause.
17, whatever, you know, old enough to understand for themselves. And when you say, like, yeah, I'd rather they wait till they're teenagers to get more introduced to it, then the answer is, well, that'll be too late. It's like, well, if you're telling me that's too late, there's something wrong with the idea that you're pitching. That's how I feel about that. It's like, that tells me it's more about indoctrination. You're like, you may as well just call yourself Philip Morris at that case.
Jonestown.
Yeah. How often are the people the problem and not just a minority of douche canoes? I don't know. I think a lot of times you'll see. How do I put this? So you know how it is, especially in the U.S., how we have like a million different sects and a million different churches and this flavor of this flavor of this flavor. Yeah, like, and every single one of them's right. They're all the right way, and every other one is dumb. Right? And what you'll find is the smaller the group that you're in, the more right they are. And so everybody in there is right, and if you don't really agree with them, you're probably a piece of shit. That's the viewpoint that you're given. Yeah.
So Jean entered the staging area for the tournament.
Yeah,
Where he
man,
prepared to
and on
choose
top of
which
that,
knights
you
would
know,
join
especially
him
in
in
the
battle.
smaller churches in general and smaller groups, it's the people that are running it that are those douche canoes, and that's the problem. So, like,
Each
if you're
knight
looking
would be
at these people
accompanied
as
by his
leaderships,
squires,
I
young
think
nobles in
age is
training
such
to
a big
become
problem
knights
with it.
themselves.
So there's a bit of a conundrum there where, like, you want children there so they can grow up, quote, right. And sure, I agree with that sentiment. But then, also, if this is what they're learning as small children and they don't know anything else, are you teaching them the right things? It's the right things in your view. And it's very back and forth. You know, parenting's weird like that. How old were you when your parents started instilling right and wrong, for better or worse? Yeah, it is. It is all indoctrination propaganda. And so I think the difference that, because I mean, I grew up in a Christian household overall. I think the difference I find is that when you're teaching a child about sin or about credit towards God, that's an issue I have with children on this, because I have 3 of them. And so one thing you'll see a lot, so first of all, like, let's say an athlete, right? Oh, I just, you know, he's blessed. God blessed him because he's so goddamn good at what he does. He's amazing. He has a perfect life because God blessed him. That's fine. And, you know, if he believes that, that's okay. But at the same time, he also worked every second of his life to get to this position, to get to that level that, you know, most of us can only dream of achieving. So your personal credit is gone. And then on the sin side, well, you know, learning right and wrong, I think there's different ways to do it. So, like, our kids have learned right and wrong without a church. Yeah, but I mean, then the question is, are they Christian morals or this and that? I mean, they're not dissimilar. You know, I think that the difference being, you know, sin, you do something bad, then, like, God is mad at you. And this goes on your fucking permanent record, basically, with God.
Yeah, you're.
I mean, I know there's
That's the way how I
absolution.
look at it.
Yeah, but that is how a lot of people feel about it. Like, and then they worry and they repent and they feel guilt for being happy. And this is actually a big thing with women. and by the way, where women actually feel, the church has made women feel guilty enjoying sex. This is a weird thing, it sounds like, coming, you know, as a guy, because for us, it's like, whatever, we always
Yeah.
but a lot of women feel dirty when they enjoy sex, even though it's completely natural, and they should. This is actually a big issue with a lot of women that spend a lot of time in the church. What am I supposed to do? Select champions. I haven't been reading what I'm supposed to be doing here. Select champions.
Yeah.
Review and counter the assembled. How do I select these guys?
But yeah, that's something that's on a lot of people's minds. You know, sinners basically. They don't want to do something bad because they think they'll end up somewhere when they die. They'll end up like in the ground or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, what's your
Just
motive?
why do they want to commit a sin, basically?
Yeah, that's always been a good point. The motive to not do something shouldn't be because you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It should be because you don't think it's right. And now,
Exactly.
you know, that can certainly be instilled with the church. Okay, where the fuck? Select champions. Okay, one, 2. I mean, champions are selected. Two. I don't know what I'm doing here. Nothing starred. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these champions. Just click on these. Okay, I just clicked on. I had to click on through that menu. Yeah, I
Jean
get
had
it. Like, cause
selected his
we've all
champions.
grown up in this.
As the sun rose, the two
Post-
sides entered the arena, ready
Whatever
for the first round
version
of combat.
Christianity here. I think it's all important. I don't know what's right and wrong in that sense, but I also don't think anything I'm doing is worthy of being damned to hell. But the automatic not following Jesus Christ can damn you to hell, and that one, it's tough with me, man. I could live my whole life and do everything right, except not believe in that.
Yeah.
That doesn't sit well with me, you know. But then I question, you know, well, is that even where I want to be then? That's the thing. Doing the right thing doing the right thing for the wrong reason is better than doing the wrong thing. In possibly, I think, you know, just like in most things in life, everything's kind of situational.
Following the first round.
You know, if doing the right
They would
thing
use
is
the
something
break to
small, like
strengthen
I
their
didn't
forces.
speed today because I knew it was a law that I was breaking. I mean, is that inconsequential, right? But, you know, something what you'd consider a mortal sin, being like, well, I didn't murder somebody because I don't want to go to hell. Well, yeah, maybe it's a good thing, but is your soul any more pure than the guy who does it but knows that it was the right thing to do? I mean, even that example alone is something that military struggle with constantly, because you have a justified murder, you have justified killings, and police have that same issue where they can kill somebody and then, you know, they can go to court and I don't know, get away with it's a weird term, but if it was justified in the eyes of the law, right? So you didn't do anything wrong, but you did kill somebody, but you did it for the right reason. But you committed a mortal sin though. But you did it for the right reason, so it's not a sin.
It's just like when you're in the army, right? Like soldiers, like when they kill people, they're not killing them for, you know, cruel intentions. They're doing it for the safety of the country. Right,
and so that's a tough line, because who dictates that? Because in the enemy's eyes, you're the enemy, and you're the bad person all the time. I mean, when you look at Afghanistan, it's, you know, look, I don't agree with the terrorist organizations, obviously, because they are the enemy. However, gotta agree with terrorists. No, I'm kidding. But in their eyes, if your country is being occupied, and you stood up and fought against an occupying force, you know, from that perspective, I don't see you as a bad guy, because you stood up against invaders. Of course, I do see them as bad guys because they go around beheading people. They beheaded some female volleyball athletes because they competed in the Olympics. That was pretty fantastic. Women can't compete in sports. You know, that's a whole different issue there. But
that's weird.
Yeah. So, right, but that's where I, you know, have some issue. Like, in general.
Refreshed and
So, you know,
reinvigorated,
Reverend, you're saying you
the
need
French knights
incentives.
returned
I
to the
think
arena for
I think
another
everybody
round
needs
of
some
combat.
incentives sometimes. I don't think that the law.
The
I think
combat of the 30 was about to decide which nation
Huh.
would control the Duchy of Brittany.
have I not killed somebody because I don't want to go to prison? It's possible. That's a possibility. I don't know if that's the only reason that I haven't. But I don't think that hell's ever been the reason for it.
Yeah.
I like my freedoms.
That's part of it. That's probably the biggest
We
piece
all-
of it. That's probably the biggest piece of it. But that's the incentive on an earthly law. So I don't know. And I hope I don't come off. I'm not trying to say I know either, because I really don't. Oh my gosh, we're gonna die.
The way how I see it, if the law is preventing you from killing someone, then you just have issues. Then, like, you should already know from birth what's right and what's wrong. You want to kill someone, they made you angry or whatever, then you just have cruel intentions. But if you don't, have good intentions. So the law is just there to prevent you from doing something bad, or, well, essentially bringing you the justice when you did something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Reverend says he's gonna be stuck in purgatory over here because he's a ginger.
Purgatory. Mm.
I agree. Humans are quite the issue, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because the only
Suck.
they kind of do. Us in general. Well, really, I mean, the fact that you need to have something like the electric chair to prevent people from killing people
Yeah, really.
is really shitty. It really is.
Gas chambers, injections.
Yeah, it's really shitty.
Firing squad.
Yeah. I lost that because I legit didn't understand it. So you guys are really, what you're doing tonight is we're all just
Intent on
chit-chatting
ending
and you
the
guys are
suffering
watching
of
me
the
just
faction
fail at
not
campaign missions.
registered.
As that is exactly what's happening. I'm also playing, I should just turn it
As a
down to
knight
easy and call it a day.
So
I
Jean
didn't know what I
followed
was
the
doing
strict
there, so I
rules
just
of
clicked
chivalry
champion. I
and was
didn't know.
expected to protect the local peasantry and
Apparently I was
ensure
supposed to have
peace.
this battle and I don't know, whatever. You have no soul of your own, but you can steal them. It's like the faces from the Spirit Co. Spirit Co doesn't have a face, but it takes everybody else's. I agree. Yeah, I never want to have to use the weapons I do them. I never want to have to do anything. I think, I mean, there's always sayings about
Most
people
medieval
who,
tournaments were friendly
you know,
in nature, held for sport and glory.
someone
But
who
the
is
combat
very
of the
capable
30
of violence
was arranged
but
between
doesn't use
opponents
it
mired in war.
is different
English
than
raids had
somebody who
torn through
is
the
capable
countryside of Brittany
and uses it.
and brought great hardship to the people.
The whole, was it, you're not peaceful unless you know how to do
So
great
That's
Jean
right.
violence.
That's
spotted
what the
an
term
English
is. Yeah,
raiding
you're not peaceful if you don't know how to do great
attacking a
violence. If you don't know how to do great
nearby
violence, you're just weak. It's not peaceful. And it's not even a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you're not capable of it. It's just that that's not who you are. So don't pretend like you're being peaceful. You're incapable. Everybody's capable of something else. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's always weird that people are more afraid of a machete than they are of a firearm.
World War I was a big piece of that. Did we ever talk about that with the bayonets? Yeah. We can rant on about that. That's what I'll do here. If you're interested in DT in general, I'm just going to rant about it a little bit. I think that so it's been talked about how
The French knights defeated
in
the
World War
English
I,
raiders, and Sir Guy de
the
Rochefort
soldiers actually
joined
really
Saint-Jean's
hated
party.
fixing bayonets. Really? It's significantly more brutal than shooting someone. So,
They didn't like using it as a club either.
yep, they did not like the melee
Sir
physical
Jean
combat.
Search next brought him to Sir
I mean,
Geoffroy Dubois.
there is a certain
whose squires were
disconnection. Not
contending with a
that,
detachment of
not that you're
English
completely
longbowmen.
disconnected when you shoot somebody, but when you're shooting at somebody across the trenches versus going up and stabbing them
The
and
knights would use
twisting
the
it in
great
them,
speed of their war horses to charge
it's
the
very,
archers
very
and
different. The
overwhelm
effect
them.
is the same. In the end, they're dead and you're not. So they would still do it. But it's very different because it's brutal. It's back to like what you're seeing in this kind of combat here. This kind of combat is significantly more scarring and brutal than
The English longbowmen fell,
a gunfight.
but the French knights knew the enemy
Hey,
would
Santa's
attempt
here.
to
Santa
retake the
Chernobyl. He
hilltop
comes to bring you
fortification and steal
stuff that
his
glows
chance for
green.
further attacks.
Everything glows green. Everything glows in the dark in Santa Chernobyl's sack. Take that in any way that you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing, though, when you think of savagery and brutality, you know, when people want to ramp up and blow the horn and start some kind of battle over something, I don't think a lot of people actually understand the ramifications and what these situations really
what is
are.
that?
What?
Like the saying goes, soldiers are the ones that create the peace. And they only go to war because politicians fail.
Absolutely. Oh, your
You should
second
check that
thought?
picture out on
Yeah.
Discord. There.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh man.
He's absolutely right. Soldiers create peace, politicians create war. It's me, Bring your gifts of Domino's pizza with fettuccine sauce, chicken, and mushrooms. You know, I had pizza tonight, but I'll tell you, don't lie to me. I'm waiting for that pizza.
But yeah,
I think Chernobyl's in
found the
Ohio.
videos
It's
of
a
my
ways
black
away.
belt test.
What's that?
Those videos of my black belt test. Right.
With Sir Geoffroy by his side, Sir
Videos
Jean
of what?
had
Sorry, my
secured the
game's pretty loud.
outpost.
Black belt test.
Oh, really? You had your test?
Yeah.
I knew it was coming up. That's awesome. How'd it go?
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
The way you say that sounds worrisome. You passed, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, kick ass. There you go. The way you're like, it went well. It went
No,
well.
no,
Like,
it's just Ed is killing me, so okay.
Chuck,
What? I did nothing.
you spamming the Discord.
Uh-uh.
I'll put the links in the Discord.
I took 30 to 45 seconds between.
Looking to secure his honor, a young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
And my throat is.
Don't be pretending that you're gonna send me pizza, Chernobyl.
That's a sin, sir.
Yep. Wise man
Never
say, never pay late or never pay full price for late pizza.
Honorably conceding
test went
defeat in
out
the
really
duel,
well.
Sir
Actually, really
Yves
happy with that
Chahel
test.
joined the
Good.
chorus.
Almost done a bit.
There's
good.
both the parts.
It's good that you're getting something outside of the internet world, man.
Yeah.
Keep it. It's a serious thing.
It is. It's very important. Too many people have gotten black belt, so feels like an honor.
It absolutely is. Should be.
Sir Jean
I
entered
always
the
ask the
staging
people
area
at
for
Subway
the
to
tournament,
punch my sandwich.
where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle.
I'm trying to think of a use case for this. If I don't get my pizza in 30 years, it's
Each
free.
knight would be accompanied by his squires, young nobles in training to become
Doing
knights
a
themselves.
retirement party.
Yeah. We're going defense for this one.
So the first video is
Sir
me
Jean had
doing
selected
kata,
his
which
champions.
means series of
As the
movements.
sun rose,
The
the
second,
two
I'm
sides
sparring
entered the
with
arena,
someone.
ready for the first round of combat.
And
Speaking of which, there, Reverend, we haven't seen you in a while, man. You know, him and Linda were hanging out a lot, and then they abandoned us.
Yep.
I took it personal. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I did.
I did. It's like, man, that'd be cool if these guys would hang out more. It's ignoring me just like when I was a kid.
SWV audio capture.
Claiming an
not
easy
registered.
victory in the
Part
first
behind
round,
code is
the
trying to
French
sleep that night.
champions left the
My
arena
God.
to recover their strength.
Try to see if you can lay on one side and have it all drain to one. Take
Yeah.
a long shower and hawk it all out. Hawk.
Pepsi and sweet tea, Chernobyl. Come on. Come on.
Yo,
on.
I was
Sweet
editing. I was just looking at one of the GTA clips I'm gonna put up, just cause. And we were flying around with the Valkyrie, and I was just shooting at stuff. You know, we got 5 stars and flew it back. I'm gonna put it up, but I was laughing because we were talking about Chernobyl, eating that year-old bag of open Cheetos. I like forgot about it, and like it's just me. We're talking to him in the chat. Like his stuff's not in the video. It was just footage from the stream, and I was like, "What the? I forgot all about this." Been busy trying to do some 3D sculpting and character design. Well, man, that's really good. I like that. Other than just working like crazy too, I'm sure. We haven't seen him on for a while. Oh God. Yeah, you thought I forgot about that. I started, I kind of did forget about it. But the footage is always there.
The combat of the 30
I
was
actually
about
threw
to
out a
decide
tiny
which
bag of
nation
Cheetos,
would control
and
the
I was
Duchy
like,
of Brittany.
Making a
I wonder if
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl would eat this.
All right, English. Bring it. Kill the footman.
Dead.
SWV audio capture not registered.
He said, "Why did I eat that?" What he was telling us, I thought he meant like a sealed bag he found that's just like super expired. No, it was an open bag. Chernobyl, you can be completely honest if you just legit don't have money for food. There are programs out there.
Chernobyl drinks spoiled milk as well. And those Cheetos.
Triumphant, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir
Dip it?
and his loyal knights claimed victory.
I
The
think
combat of the
Chernobyl
30
is
had
probably one of
decided
those kids
control
that
of
skip
Brittany
touching the burner
in favor of the French.
and figuring out why it's a bad thing anymore.
Hey,
Little did the two sides
pain
know,
is
this
weakness
was
leaving,
just
buddy.
the beginning of a bitter war
It
that would
is.
outlive them all.
Hey, I finished a level. It took like an hour to finish a level. And that level was so easy. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. Dude, these cutscenes are so good. He's not
After
that
victory
poor,
at
he's
the
just lazy
combat
as
of the
hell and don't
30,
feel like getting up and
the
throwing
French
something in the
faced
microwave.
devastating
I understand,
raids from
man. I
England's Black
understand,
Prince.
but that extra minute will save you.
But France's King
Trace
John
profile.
II was
Yeah, a lot.
closing in.
It's all good, dude.
Jean finally caught the English near the city of Poitiers
Like the
in
Germans shooting
September
out the light bulbs
1356.
because they're too drunk.
Look at these cutscenes.
The French army outnumbered the English by thousands. King Jean himself
I wish I knew how
joined
to
the fight,
animate and edit
but
like
what
this.
seemed a certain victory for France
SWV
soon
audio
turned into a
capture
nightmare.
not registered.
For thousands of hours. But
The
then you
English
also
longbow
have
devastated the
templates
mighty
after a
French
while.
army.
Yeah.
An
I did
endless
find there's a
hail
bunch of
arrows
websites out
gutted
there
the main French force.
that sell, like, you can buy a
Then the
subscription, of
English
course,
captured
but you
King
can
John.
get a bunch of templates for
fight
different
was over.
transitions and animations and titles and stuff for
The
DaVinci
Battle
and
of
for Final
Poitiers
Cut
was another catastrophic defeat for the French.
instead of what's built in.
The English had destroyed most
Like,
of
of course, you
France's
can always
nobility
create your own
in a
if you're
single
smarter than
day.
me.
Now they turned their attention
My answer is
towards
usually just
taking
throw
the
money at a
French
problem.
capital.
Why are you getting a
Paris.
history lesson? Because you need one.
History lessons are great.
The invaders marched unopposed towards
Need one.
Paris.
This is
The remains
This
of
is
some
beautiful
of the medieval
cutscenes.
walls of Paris still stand today.
I wish the History Channel taught history.
As the English army approached,
yeah.
the terrified locals sought shelter behind
been a
these
while.
defenses.
That's right, babe. It's been a while.
Could France's capital withstand the full might of the
You
Black
haven't heard me say
Prince's
anything all
army?
night until that, huh? I don't tell you what you need. I just did though. No joke. Been wanting to animate for years. Since you were 7, you wanted to create your own fully animated YouTube series. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah. My daughter wanted to get into like stop motion stuff, but she hasn't like gotten the motivation to do it. But I want her to. She brought it up. Damn it. So I was like, I'm all eager. You know, kind of like whenever you're ready, I'm gonna kind of start, you know, pushing her there again. You know, we have the cameras, I got tripods. We got a good app for it and everything that stitches them together. I'm like, I'm ready. I'll sit there for an hour and a half doing a 5-minute clip of fucking stuff.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Not even 5 minutes, probably.
That reminds me of my series I do.
Which one? How it's just hours and
new one.
hours.
Yeah, just sitting there.
The
Just
English Black
oh,
Prince
man.
had raided the French
Just have to
countryside
write the
without
stories
mercy.
down. Then
And
have to do the
now
voice
his
acting.
army had come
Yeah.
for the
Then have to
capital.
edit.
With the English on their
Crazy.
doorstep,
Problem I
it
always have
fell
with
to
that
the
stuff
French
is that I
army
get so
and the
critical I don't
people
want
of
to publish
Paris
it.
to defend the walls of their proud city.
Best thing to do is just put it out there. You never know if it's gonna reach a decent, attraction.
Yeah.
That's the thing about YouTube nowadays. You just gotta go with the flow.
It's true. Yeah, I think you're right, Chidobo. I
Hoping
mean, you
to
gotta be good
avoid
at art
open
to get
battle,
that. You gotta have the
The French
mindset
began
for it.
fortifying the city, manning the walls and calling every available
I don't
soldier
know.
to his post.
Where can I spawn some citizens? Damn it, there you are. Look at this. It says 14 food, but
As
They're
the
like
French
all over the
hastened their
place.
preparations,
stinking French.
several detachments of English soldiers were spotted closing in on the city.
Have the mindset, not the skill. I understand that, man. My hands do not output what my brain is seeing. There is certainly a disconnect there. I feel like I have all these ideas, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jot this down, and I'm like, oh, that's not what it looked like in my brain.
Yeah.
I got a brother who is very good artist. He always has been painting, pencil, everything. Just he doesn't do it professionally, but like it's because
SWB audio
stuff
capture
too.
not registered.
He's always had that mindset. He's like, oh man, I'd love to draw that. Well, what if I take this? And I'm like, dude, I don't even know where to begin.
The English showed no mercy, burning their way
Still
to
hanging in
Paris
there,
via
Clark?
3 routes, each of which was
Still there?
home to villages and farms that supplied the capital.
Yeah, I'm eating these really weird chips.
No,
Apparently they're like made of popcorn.
Really?
Yeah,
It's cool.
it's interesting. They're not fried.
I guess I failed an objective to bring my villagers to Paris. I didn't know they were all the way out there. I don't know. Look, man, you see an attacking English army and you don't run for the castle. Is that on me? It's a genuine question. Yeah, he's making a Titanic joke there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's on me. If you see an attacking army, you're not armed. You're like, nah, I'm good, man. I gotta wait till my king tells me what to do. There's no way I should think for myself and get behind those walls.
I was thinking about doing the Nightmare speed run from Back to Blood. I'm not sure yet though. I'm capable of it. I have the skill.
We
Just,
haven't. I know, but
do
we haven't
it.
even gotten through veteran. Veterans. I wanna play more of it.
If we're gonna play on higher difficulty, we need to speed run through it, because if we don't, then just more special infected is just gonna keep spawning.
I wonder if that's the case. Yeah, because I know normal will keep spawning, but yeah.
Yeah. It's the same case with like Left 4 Dead 2. You stick around in the area, it's just giving special infected more time to spawn. So it's like you gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the best strat for Nightmare. Just constantly moving.
Probably. I don't doubt it. Let's do it. Not tonight.
No, definitely not. I think I already passed out for you to start.
We're gonna start at 1 a.m. Pacific.
Overkill.
I have no reason to start at 1 a.m. Pacific, but that's when this happens. So it's 7 a.m. your time. Wait, no. You're Eastern. That's right.
Yeah, Eastern.
Wow. It's like, what, 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it's 4 in the morning.
Sold. Why are you running? You need to get back your drawing skills. You lost them. I don't know if you lost them. You just gotta exercise those hands again. Get the, it's muscle memory, really.
What I've been doing.
Yeah. Being so tired of protecting castles, I'm much more interested in sieging. I'm not kidding. And plus, they're like French castles, so like.
As the French continued to rally their army,
Whatever.
the English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled
They're just gonna give up
Paris.
anyways, aren't they?
Aren't you technically giving up right now? You're retreating.
Civilians are. But they didn't drop their weapons because they didn't have any, because they're French. Yeah.
There's also this mechanic in Back 4 Blood that not too many people know about, and it's called the bunny hop.
Oh, it's from Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah,
Where you can move faster.
well.
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah,
Left 4 Dead 2 is
basically.
built on Half-Life, which is what Counter-Strike's built on. Yeah.
Yeah, that saves a lot of your stamina, so that's
With the
crucial in
countryside
speedruns
in
in that game.
flames and the
Yeah.
English at the city gates, the French army steeled themselves
If
for
you watch
battle.
some of my videos, you might see me jumping like that
Now
quite a
came
bit.
the capital's true
I
test.
do it very
With
often.
the mighty
yeah.
walls of Paris hold against a
Timing is
fearsome
a little
English
tough.
siege.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's like on a
that's usually how I jump
same
around,
frame.
though. Chuck Corey said, "How German of you." I said the French are just gonna give up anyways.
As
Like,
the
what's the
English
point?
began their first assault on the city walls.
A simulation before death.
Prove me wrong.
Discord screen share is causing Forza Horizon 5 to instantly crash for some reason.
I thought it wasn't out till tomorrow.
Well, you know, they have over 800,000 people playing, but
Well, people who paid $100 for it.
yeah. That's what they're saying, is that as soon as somebody tries to play it, or stream it over Discord, screen share it just crashes.
What have people said about OBS?
You don't need OBS to screen share over Discord.
That's not what I'm talking about. What are people saying about OBS?
Nothing about OBS, I didn't say anything
That's
about
good.
OBS.
Well, no, if you're not hearing about OBS, it's a good thing because
Oh,
OBS
yeah.
is an auto crash for Horizon 5
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about OBS or
or
anything else.
Horizon
It's,
4. Sorry.
just
Good.
people who want to, for whatever reason, stream.
Well, they want to show their friends.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's because they did not add the hook in there. But I bet you Teams works.
Yeah, I can see
Put
that.
money on it. Yeah, that's right. Put money on that. Microsoft Teams works. No, that's
How's those
okay.
chips, Clark? Are they good?
See if I
What?
can raise the white flag. So
How's the
French
chips?
super weapon.
The chips are fine. They're just a little weird.
What's weird about the chips?
Because they're like popcorn,
Oh,
but they're chips.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
interesting.
they're
What are they
better
called?
for you because they're not fried.
what are they called? I
Yeah.
think they sound familiar. Are they just called popcorn chips?
Popcorners.
Oh gosh, that's a weird name.
I've never heard of that. Hmm.
So Heather had me pick up this bag of like this Parmesan like chip thing, because like it is a healthy alternative, or whatever. And dude, it was like, it's so bad. It's so bad. She doesn't even eat them. They're so bad. It's like there's so much Parmesan it bites your tongue. And you're like,
that's
nope, nobody wants this ever. I do know you. How many of those bags have you gone through? The Parmesan chips. That's what we're talking about. Exactly. I bought like a whole bag at Sam's. She's like, make sure you get these. I really want these. She's, you already tried them, you said, at work. She's backpedaling.
The French
She's
army
backpedaling.
fought valiantly, repelling the first English attack.
They are disgusting. That's right. She at least you admit it. They're not good. I actually, the kids were like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, you want?"
Try 'em.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "You want to try it?" And they're both like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, this is one of your mom's snacks. You can try one." And neither one of them got through a chip. It touches their tongue, and they're like, "What? No."
Although the walls of Paris had been reached, the French could still hold the city,
Sounds interesting though.
so long
I'll
as its
give it that.
mighty landmarks did not fall.
Yeah,
Go get some.
Bible Black sounded interesting.
You're
Well,
already sick, you're
no,
making it
that's
work?
not fair, because you can't tell me it's not interesting. It's just not what you were looking for. But you can't tell me, Bo, that was not an interesting thing to watch.
It was definitely interesting for sure, I can tell you that much. Not the way you think it is though.
Right, it's not something you'd might want to pay for, but you like Parmesan chips, Corey?
No.
Well, come on over, dude. I got a
had some
whole...
bad news.
Bible Black is in the same tier as Parmesan chips then.
What'd you say, Chuck?
Thank you.
I have some bad news.
It's OBS in Discord, or OBS in Forza 5, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of them. But like programs like Avast, Elvira, Bitdefender, Komodo, a bunch of other antiviruses, and then there's also Discord, EVGA, Precision,
Here's-
G-Hub.
Here's what I can tell you right now. Grab your Xbox controller for your Xbox itself and preload Forza so you can play it. When Clark will remember this, I bought an Xbox One because of how bad the PC release was. And he's the one that told me, he's like, well, if you return it and then go buy it on Xbox, then you get it on both. And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, what's also funny is Warsaw banking app also causes it to break.
Well,
But they're saying reset Forza Horizon 5 on Windows 10 or 11 settings, and then everything should work fine. If you already pre-installed it.
so basically just reinstall the thing.
Yeah.
Because the reset settings thing is probably going to like force you to re-download.
Yeah. But other bad news, time for me to go.
No.
I'll see you in court. Yeah, go to bed,
Did
dude.
Clark tell you about the whole Bible Black scenario that went down?
No.
you what the-
What, did you just learn about Bible Black? Oh shit, you're really young.
No, dude. I learned it in a Spark stream.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, so you did just learn about it. I learned
Yeah,
about that
we
like
were-
12 years ago.
We were talking about movies that Sparks possibly hasn't seen, and I brought up Bible Black hoping that he hasn't seen it, and he has. So yeah, and then ZT was curious and decided to go and look it up.
They're still working on consoles, but they're working on consoles to be the PCs. Like, they're...
I really get it, Clark. I really get it.
Yo, it's so funny, though, that you guys didn't know about that. Clark knew about it.
Full for debate.
I was just hoping then nobody actually knew what it was. And then
I
didn't.
had no clue.
Well,
No clue.
you're younger, so
Yeah.
you gotta remember the internet that we grew up on was a different kind of debauchery.
The French defense of their capital
It was
held
certainly
firm,
terrible,
wearing
but it's a
down the
different
English
kind of
invaders
terrible.
one by one.
What, Chuck?
Like goat boy.
SWB audio
Goat boy.
captured, not
Like,
registered.
anytime you hear two something, one something, that was from our internet. It's not great. The two girls, one cup is
no, don't
still
watch that.
is
Do
still
not.
so
No,
it is still so influential, the name, that you hear anything. Well, Linus did a 2 gamers 1 PC. Remember that?
Yes.
And all it was just like a dual PC, kind of like a virtualization thing. So these things are still like stuck in our world right now. There's not much we can do about it.
Once on the internet, always on the internet.
Yeah. I remember people used to have their sprays as Tub Girl on Counter-Strike. Like, it is a different world. It's a different world nowadays.
I think I wasn't born in that world.
Nah, man, it was amazing. I didn't say it was all good, but it was certainly fascinating. Well, Corey, I'm glad you hung out for a while, man. Have a good night. Come back again soon. It's been a while. Look, there's a villager on the wall. That's helpful. Later. Dude, there's so many troops out here. How am I supposed to look? I mean, look at all these waves of people.
Oh, they got trebuchet.
Yeah, I don't really know what my strategy is here. And by that, I mean I don't really have a strategy here.
You could give up.
It's awfully French.
SWB audio captured, not registered.
Faces of Death videos. Yeah, they show that kind of shit does in the army. I want trebuchets. Like in my backyard. It's tempting.
It doesn't need to be a big one. I mean, it'd be cool.
It does need to be a big one. Okay, priest, you don't need to be in the front of the pack. You don't have any damaging abilities. Come on. Your butt's in there. About to break down this wall too.
DT, did you get State of Decay yet?
Actually, I haven't been on my Xbox yet.
It's Game Pass, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, I have to get on that. I'm gonna download it tomorrow.
It's actually the first game I played on Game Pass. It was the reason I tried Game Pass because I don't love that game. I don't dislike it, but it's not a game I play that much. And that was when I was like, well, if I get it on Game Pass, I can spend $1 a day instead of paying $60. And then I have not turned off my Game Pass since.
Yeah, Game Pass is good. Some people, it's kind of underrated at times.
I think so.
People
Yeah.
look down on it.
Well, I look down on the fact of not owning games. But
Yeah, that's the part that kind of sucks, you know.
yeah,
But
that's still the hard sell for me.
Hey.
but-
SWB audio captured,
you get to play games for just like $10, so you can't really complain.
Or you could be like me and not pay for games.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I can defeat all these English. I don't have the resources to spawn the troops.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna download that tomorrow, Clark. Just let me know when you and Sparks are gonna do another stream.
I don't know.
Sparks isn't off for another 3 days, he said.
3 days.
And then he wanted to play Sea of Thieves when he is.
Oh,
He tried.
okay.
He tried to play some Command and Conquer 3 with me today, but his landlord showed up, so he.
You've been playing with him quite a bit because of the time difference, huh?
Yeah. I could do that stuff during the day.
Yeah. They destroyed a barracks. Dude, that is not looking good for the French. I'm about to switch to a skirmish for the other. Jesus, look at this. I'm triple breached here.
Sweet Jesus.
I'm gonna have to figure out a better way. Dead men tell no tales. Alright. I wanna do 2v2v2v. 2v2v2v2. 2v2v2.
2v2v2v2. How many players is that?
I'm gonna play some French. I'm gonna try to understand some French for this.
Some omelette du fromage.
SW
Omelette
audio
du
captured,
fromage.
not registered.
I just like that that's the only thing he could say.
Oh, Japanese.
No.
I'm Japanese.
No.
Come on, Japanese is so much fun to learn.
I'm sure it is
Learned
cool. I'm just thinking, you know, of Dexter's Laboratory. Omelette du fromage.
You're gonna be so French, you're gonna do it in the French pass.
That's right. I'm trying to French this one up. Now, does that mean it's gonna be stinky? I don't know.
French versus Chinese versus more French.
I didn't notice that the second team was French. I would have made them like Mongols or something, just to add to the whole deal here. All right, I need. Can I actually see their tech trees? All right. All right, Mona Combat, Battle Improved Cav, perfect. Mainland economy, wheeled superior economy with cheaper resource drop-offs. Okay. Civilization bonus, faster villagers, scout production, Economic 30% cheaper. Units produced from an archery range or stable within the influence of a keep are 20% cheaper. Oh, that's interesting. Why weren't the castles set up that way? Royal Knights. Arbaletier. Deploy defensive passive. Provides 5 ranged armor. Okay. Alright, we'll try this out then. See, the English get a bonus for having their mills. Or their mills set up. Yeah. Huh?
SWB audio captured,
saying go
not
English.
registered.
I like English on this one. Not in real life.
Oh yeah, definitely not. So many other cool languages than ours. Just is.
Oh, I'm not so. Hey, the language is one thing, but I don't know. I can't. Monarchies are a problem for me. Hey, you know, I was actually trying to figure this out the other day. I'm curious in opinion. Of course, this is all theoretical. This is one of those thought experiment deals. So, it's watching Dune, right? Dune is way in the future. All that goodness. Sure? Yeah. Way after wars and all this. I'm curious what your thoughts are on if, you know, time being somewhat cyclical, do you think that the natural state or the natural end state repeated for something like the human race would be some kind of dictatorship, monarchy, emperor system?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because like in each one of these like futuristic sci-fis and futuristic post-apocalyptic, there's always like somebody that took over, and then there's a bunch of freedom fighters, and they want to. I'm not saying that this is that one, but you know what I mean. Like there's always that back and forth, every time, and then you know you see something like 100 years later. Well, they lost and they took over more, and blah blah blah. I'm always curious if that is kind of like the cyclical way. Oh no, he said Discord closed himself. Oh no.
I was wondering why ZT left.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he had something to say about that. Do you think it is, Clark? I'm wondering.
SWB audio captured, not registered.
Do you think in that same sense that like normal, the idea of freedom that we have has a shelf life in that way?
Unless it's going to turn out like Futurama, where the United States takes over the Earth, and then we just become the Earth colony.
Well, that's a different thing altogether when you think of space travel, right? I mean, that's a Dune situation right there, where each planet was like its own house or whatever, which is fine. Like I'm not much into that world. I don't know much about it, but that, yeah, that's a big piece of it, right? That's a really good question, though. I'm wondering if that's what the human race is kind of destined for repeatedly.
Faked.
Probably.
Yeah. Swaths of freedom, then for some reason or other, some kind of control situation happens, and then we're back to fighting for our freedom again. Years later.
You gotta realize that even now in the United States, we are constantly fighting for, or we're constantly losing freedom for safety.
And anybody who fights for it's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm back.
Yeah.
Hi, JT.
Did you hear where we were at in that?
No, I was listening.
Mother. I was asking in general. So like I was watching Dune the other night, and there's the Emperor, and over all these planets. Like I have not read the books. I've not seen a bunch of the anyways. But the question in my mind came up was, is that kind of the natural progression for mankind? The question of, do we always kind of end up back at some kind of
not registered
dictatorship or monarchy or emperor system like the Romans that lasted so long, and then we have these swaths of freedom that last for however long, and it had, you know, do you think freedom itself has a shelf life? And he brought up the point of, you know, we're not nearly as free as we used to be in this country regardless. And it's every day, it's freedom's being encroached on, and everybody's saying it's not that big a deal, it's just a tiny little thing. So I'm curious your thought on that in the sense of, you know, do you think that the end goal, or at least the end state, or at the very most, it being cyclical, that just kind of the progression of humanity in general? So what I'm thinking is that at some point our experiment ends in one way or another, and it is already reluctantly, I hate to say it, it's coming to an end at the rate that we're going, and then we would just become whatever else, and then at some point around the world you have freedom fighters that do similar things, and then we're back there again. And is this a cycle that people go through? Yeah, like how many revolutions have there been in the world for the same thing?
Yeah, it's true.
Worrisome cycle, if the case.
Yep, the cycle that just keeps repeating itself.
Yeah.
One that can never end. Unless one decides to end it. You know?
Well, is that just humanity in general? I wonder.
SWB audio
That's just
captured,
the idea
not
that they want to be
registered.
controlled, or somebody wants to control so much that they can't. not.
Mm-hmm.
I think of these things partially because when you play a game like this, a lot of the battles in the campaign are based on people fighting to get another person in power. And they're fighting to the death for that thing exactly.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's like they're brother versus brother, father versus nephew, nephew versus, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, to lay claim to the throne, and then there's thousands of people dying in the name of that person to make sure that they get in power.
Yeah.
But why? Why the hell would I care?
Yeah, really.
Maybe we should
Just for empowerment.
Maybe we should just overthrow you and take over those sick ass castles you have. I'm always curious about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wonder how long this experiment's going to last at the rate we're going, and what the alternative is, and how to prevent it from failing in the future. I think this experiment was based on something very good, but I don't know how to stop it from failing without something horrible. Scouts keep trying to steal these sheep, but they keep getting shot for them.
SWB audio capture, not
I was just about to
registered.
say, oh, I'm gonna stream tomorrow, and then nope, just realized on a break.
Oh, you're not. The fuck you are.
You know nobody's holding you to that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely not. Just sometimes forget. 'Cause I've been working so hard. It's just one of those things, I guess, you just haven't gotten used to.
Speaking of working, you said you aren't.
LTPsword.com.
Yes, well, give me my money, Linus. How we were talking the other day, and you mentioned you're not working at a normal gig.
No, not yet. I was looking into instructing classes for my senseis because they need people to help out there.
That'd be cool.
And they said they would pay me, you know,
That'd be cool.
if I did help them out. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
What are you looking to
Actually,
do?
Really enjoy that.
Yeah, is that the course, the direction you want to go outside of course, YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, actually, I really enjoy it, you know, I have a good time, I'm really good at it, so, you know, it's good for me and it's good for everyone else, so why not?
Yeah.
It's just great.
Well, it's good to hear you're finding something at that age.
Yeah. He also wanted me to fly out to Ireland as well, teach some classes there, and I'd stay there for like 2 weeks.
Do it.
And then come back.
Do it. Get a
Which,
passport, do it.
Yep.
He's gonna pay for it.
The instructor of the dojo there said he would cover everything.
Do it.
Just wants me out there.
Do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'll say this about travel, because I don't get to travel nearly as much anymore. You know, now that I
SWB
have
audio
children and
capture, not
responsibilities
registered.
and all that kind of grown-up shit. I'll tell you, man. Every chance you get, you're 18. Every chance you get, before you know, one day you start popping out kids and stuff. Well, hopefully she pops out kids, but it's 2021. However you want to do it, I don't know. But before that time comes and you want to settle down, it doesn't mean you can't travel with the children either. Like, we still do travel, but not the kind of traveling I used to do when I was alone. So do it while it's easy in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Everything will still be here.
Yeah.
Only time I've been to Ireland was on my way to Iraq.
Really?
And that was very short. They wouldn't even let us get an Irish breakfast. I was very disappointed.
That sucks.
Because there's Guinness. I was very disappointed in Uncle Sam at that moment. Something about because we were carrying rifles or some stupid shit. I don't know.
Carrying rifle.
I was very disappointed though. So yeah, I didn't get to do anything in Ireland. So we didn't get to leave the airport. So I want to see it still. That was in Shannon. Do it, do it. Yeah, there's like zero reason not to, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So you still staying at your parents for now?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah.
Is there any pressure there?
Oh no, definitely not.
That's
No,
good.
no pressure at all.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Mine said pay rent or go to college. I was like, I'm not
Yeah,
doing either.
Yeah, that's an average thing a lot of people get.
Well, I laugh because my mom did that with my oldest brother.
Oh, this
And,
shit.
and it worked. Like, he didn't really have any plans, and it worked for him. And so, you know, my parents were separated. They were divorced for years. And then my mom told my dad to do that. She's like, well, it worked with him, the oldest and all that. And it's okay. And he told her, he's like, well, you know, if he just leaves, that's on you. This is your idea. And she ended up being really, really pissed because I just said, yeah, sure. Didn't I call the recruiter for the army? Because my mom has a disdain for the military in some ways because my dad was in for so long. And it was just like, well, yeah, no, I took your advice. The whole point was to get me to move out. Guess what?
Yeah.
It worked.
I think I don't have that.
Well, it wasn't a negative thing. It was just kind of like a, hey,
Yeah.
you don't have any plans, and I didn't. I wasn't even thinking about it.
It's just that little extra push, basically.
Yeah, it helped me.
To try something, you know, which is understandable.
I was working a job I hated, and so like it made sense to get out and do something else. Because then you have the idea of like, well, why would I pay rent to my parents, right? Like, well, shit, maybe I should get my own place or get a roommate or something. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that.
Io ma sono la cose.
Buon laburo.
Yeah, now that I'm a black belt, I can teach you guys
audio
now.
capture
Oh yeah,
not
virtually.
registered.
Yep, through screen. Hey, Zoom classes. Yeah, it's a thing.
I don't doubt it.
But yeah, I used to take a couple Zoom classes.
See?
They were different. It's just hard to describe, honestly. It was still karate, but just not in the way I was used to.
It would have to really be a lot more instructional in the sense of just idea, not like making sure your form is right and stuff, right? Unless it's a one-on-one Zoom class.
No, there's usually like 10, sometimes 15 individuals there. Some were experienced, some were just starting out. So the class was sort of in the middle. You had your advanced techniques and you had your basic techniques for, you know, the different sides.
Sure.
And the instructors would do the movement, explain it, then you watch everyone, do their best to watch everyone and
Right.
correct them on what they done wrong, what they did right. So yeah, it's
I don't
not the same
know.
when someone's yelling at you, you know?
Yeah, well, also just in the room, like, no, that form's wrong, or you know, you could do that, you're gonna hurt yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah. But thank God I'm not doing Zoom anymore. I much rather prefer in person.
Oh yeah, man. The world had to keep moving.
Yeah.
Six hommes.
And the funny thing is, some of the people that I train with
SWB
still
audio
prefer
capture
Zoom
not
over real life
registered.
classes, like in-person classes.
Maybe they actually suck at it, and like
Possibly.
they
They
don't.
don't. They don't. Yeah, they don't come to the dojo anymore, so I'm assuming they just don't really care.
I bet they just suck at it, and they don't want everybody to know how much they suck at it.
No. The thing about karate is that it takes so much dedication and time and effort that not too many people want to put that much time and work into one thing. It's
And then
crazy.
just give up, though, either.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand not wanting to put in that much time and work, like, from the get-go. The idea is a bit daunting to start, but I think once you start, you feel like you've invested enough into it that you should continue it.
Yeah. Jeez, it's 12:35 already. It's already midnight.
No, it's not.
For me, it is.
Oh, you killed my villager, you son of a bitch.
Son of a biscuit eating bulldog.
What bulldog isn't biscuit eating? Didn't you just say son of a bulldog? I feel like everything else is a bit extra.
It is.
Wow.
But you gotta get your point across.
And all it did was confuse me on why you had to specify that the dog eats biscuits. The bulldog, it should eat biscuits. Lloyd eats biscuits.
But he's not a bulldog.
Yeah, he is. He's a French bulldog.
SWB
yeah,
audio
sorry.
capture not registered.
He's mostly French bulldog. We don't know what the hell else he is. I think he's also part like Chihuahua and something else. I don't know.
Alrighty, guys. I think I'm gonna go to bed here.
Alright,
man.
DT.
Do you think?
Glad I still hung on.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I don't know. Look at these. Got all sorts of conversations for you. And these mother.
Yeah, I had a good time. I was having a good time. We feel better, Clark.
Yeah, I hope I get kick this thing too.
Yeah. We work together. We can take it down.
It's a team effort over there.
That's,
Yeah, you can try to the cold over Discord. Have a good one, dude.
yeah, have a great night, guys.
Sleep
Yeah,
well.
DT.
Or try to. Very annoyed that all his villagers died.
Oh, because like a group of 4 guys came in. Started fucking your shit up.
It felt like barely anything, yeah, but my guys were down there and prepping.
Parade pour laborar. Quid me? Mondesquid, ici va toast.
Just gonna palisade a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's right there. Oh, yeah.
Colones, paretis.
There is one fucking there.
I'm stopping
There
this
is.
trade route. I'm just trying to palisade things off to slow them down while I build an army.
Quid me? C'est combattre.
SWB audio capture not registered.
But everything just got slowed down because I had to rebuild this villager force here.
Parade pour venir.
Go team villager.
Posez sur Amazona.
Here's my dick move of the night. Palisade to block up a trade route. Do they hop over the mountain? Can they hop straight over this one?
Quid à bout?
Yeah, looks like it.
Posez sur Amazona. Si sommes. Buona sial por la materia.
Quid me? Si, cavo.
Paraquito.
Man.
Bene udite. In avant. Cavallarius parat.
Quid d'amour?
I'm having no luck tonight. That's a wolf on my freaking villager.
Camino. Movenskito.
Like, come on.
Even the wolves are out to get you.
Dude, I'm not having any luck tonight.
Vado labura!
What is this? What is it? Well, they came through my... You know what, man? I am having zero luck, and you are right. Oh. I don't like playing as the French. I don't like the French, man. Not working for me. The French is just not working for me.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Whoa, one behind you.
It's not doing it. English, the Rus, and the Mongols are the ones that I mostly know. I've not really played the Holy Roman. I know Chuck plays the Holy Roman like crazy. I really like the Mongols. You know why I like the Mongols, Clark? You've been watching the stream long enough to know why I like the Mongols so much, right?
No houses.
No houses. Level 1 full pop cap. English are 1.
Plays the dynasty.
Abbasid dynasty.
Yeah.
Research anti-cavalry and golden age. Gather from berry bushes 25% faster. I cannot gather from boar. Okay, I never gather from boar. I never use scouts for that. Infantry units are able to construct ram siege towers without researching. Oh. Advance in ages by building wings from the House of Wisdom nearby. Buildings gain 5 armor. For fire armor. Enter golden age to speed up resource gather rate and production speed. Docks are 50% cheaper. Well, if docks are 50% cheaper, we need some water. I might not even finish this one tonight. It's already late, so.
SWB audio capture
3,
not
2, 1, let's
registered.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Did you see that they put that on Netflix now?
Did they?
Yep.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I have it on DVD.
You had to be like that, huh?
I was thinking I'd be fine with DVD, and then I opened it up and realized there's so many DVDs.
Yeah, that was my problem with my Dragon Ball ones versus my Dragon Ball Z ones. My Dragon Ball Z ones are Blu-ray. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta constantly change these discs.
Yeah.
Such a first world problem. I can't describe.
I'm like, why didn't I get Blu-ray? Everything I own is Blu-ray.
like, I have a Blu-ray player. Why did I do this? That's pretty great. Alright, these guys get a berry increase. Alright, 25% faster. So we'll start there in the beginning. That's a really good early on. Look at the gold I get here. 2 8,000s? 3 8,000? What is going on here? Did I change something?
Mother.
Why is it so rich with gold? Lord.
Set up 3 mines.
I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna. There's really no point. But I'm already intrigued.
Now you piqued my curiosity.
This House of Wisdom. Go on. Do say more. What's with the white around this? Did we get influencer?
Audio
I feel like
capture,
things were not
not
actually
registered.
explained as much as it said.
بما تأمر. أمرك. أجمع.
I want a House of Wisdom.
بما تأمر.
I want a house without a mortgage.
Well, some year you'll have that. You'll get to that point.
Oh yeah.
But then you still have to pay property tax, and it's still right up the butt.
Revolt.
I demand no property tax.
Property tax is so ridiculous. Mine are really high too. I get that you want me to do this, but I don't have the resources to do it, so stop it.
Left click the House of Wisdom.
أمرك.
I'm doing it.
أبي.
It seems like all these resources here are just gigantic this time. I don't know why.
Probably because you're on an island.
Touche. Good point.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
That actually does make a bunch of sense.
ماذا؟ أتحرك.
And it looks like every faction gets their own island.
That'd be great. I played the other one, the Archipelago. That one was tough, dude.
مستعد. أمرك.
I like that Resonations map where everybody has their own island.
سأبي.
And they're all really, really tiny ones.
Yeah. Better take my meds. I don't know why, but it seems like it's really warm in here.
It's been really warm the last few days. It's been really nice.
It's 9 degrees Celsius outside.
That's nice, dude.
But why does it seem like it's so warm in here?
Aw.
Better not be getting the flu. Then I would
Oh.
be getting COVID.
Or, no, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Could just be the flu.
Basically is.
I agree, but your party disagrees. Do these grow back? It look like they grow back. They have butterflies and everything here. Ahaha! That's pretty cool.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
مستعدون. الرماح.
Holds that angle.
So I tested out my new water bottle in my car. Make sure it actually fit in my cup holder.
Yes.
It does. Totally does.
You said that earlier.
I can't remember what I said earlier.
You told me that earlier. You know, that whole thing reminds me of Better Call Saul episode. Have you seen Better Call Saul?
No.
Have you watched Breaking Bad?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, if you get some time, I do recommend both of them. Specifically Breaking Bad first. Much longer as well, but there is a scene where, like, he gets this company car. He's made it, you know, and but this coffee cup, it's a Mercedes, by the way, company car, but this coffee cup this girlfriend gave him doesn't fit. And he gets really pissed at one point, and he breaks the center console to make this coffee cup fit. And it's this really chintzy, like, world's best lawyer coffee cup, or world's second best lawyer coffee cup. And it just couldn't take it, so he broke the center console on this big brand new Mercedes just for that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Yeah, Susur, his girlfriend has a
SWV audio
Highlander,
capture not registered.
and the cup holders in that can fit the 40-ounce bottle.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's unusual for Japanese ones.
is so cool.
It is an American only Toyota though, so that makes sense probably. They probably said, "Oh, fat Americans, here you go." I don't like this transport ship with no troops in it next to me. I don't know what the bot is doing, but now I'm cautious that there's troops hiding on my island. I don't trust it.
Maybe it had a... fuck, what are those guys? One of those scouts in it.
Like a spy?
He's just scouting out your island.
That would be really weird. That'd be so annoying.
I have a whole transport ship just for one scout.
Try to give him the benefit of the doubt to think that maybe it had 4 scouts and he went to each island. Just look at that. That is exactly what my ally is doing. He's dropping off scouts on islands. Yeah, this is a transport ship with 1 scout. My ally is doing it right now. Watch it. He's gonna park. Let's see it. Put up. Drop the scout off. Oh my god, he did it to me. He did do it.
SWV
This guy
audio
did do it,
capture
Clark.
not registered.
Oh, you found the scout?
I found the scout. God damn it.
Now he's stealing all your sheep.
But where? But to take him where?
Maybe you could put sheep on the transport ship.
Maybe, but he's got to get to the transport. He's fighting a wolf right now. Dead scout. Dead wolf.
Did you die to the wolf?
No, I murdered him. He was kind of losing, but I made sure he lost. Always need more villagers. What?
And Vespian gas. And silos.
And pylons. Hi, transport ship.
Silos needed.
More minerals. Where are you going? Transport ships are really fast. I'll just leave them.
He's waiting for his scout to come back.
Scout ain't coming back.
ما حاجتك؟
SWB audio
Camel.
captured, not registered.
Yeah, buddy.
ما حاجتك؟
Alright. You go chop more wood, help out. You go get some stone, help out.
مرحبا.
You go get more gold, help out.
You need a lot of gold.
I need a lot of everything, man.
Is that a big stone pile?
Yeah, they're all... That's a 3,000 stone pile. You know what I should do then is just border off my entire island in stone.
جيدا.
Yes.
And just put like one gate for my dock.
Yeah.
Come and get it.
لدي مهمة. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
The how?
ما حاجتك؟
Hmm?
What's the name of your ship? The
Oh,
how.
the how?
سأبدأ العمل.
I know, I love trying to pronounce these ones, especially like the Mongolian ones.
أجل. مرحبا.
Require more minerals. We require more minerals. Require more Vespian gas. Unable to comply. Building in progress. I do have to say I don't miss having those kinds of sounds in the game like this.
Unit ready. Building.
Yeah, I don't really miss that.
SWB audio captured, not registered.
أجل.
Unable to
مرحبا.
comply. Building in progress. Cannot deploy here. Unit ready.
سأبني هذا.
Construction in progress.
Construction complete. Building.
Not deploy here. Cannot deploy. God damn it. I think another one of those is Counter-Strike. 1.5 and 1.6 had those downs every time you threw a grenade and stuff like that.
القوس جاهز. لدي مهمة.
Man, those were the days.
كما تشاء. إلى التعدين.
I think those are the days of gaming in general. I don't think those days can ever come back.
شيد جيدا. لدي أتحرك الآن.
Reluctantly.
أجمع الحذر.
الميليش.
جاهزة للعمل.
There's another scout on my damn island.
Murder.
سيتم تشييد ذلك.
مستعدون.
Muskadun.
أوامرك يا سيدي.
So every building in Age of Empires makes sounds when you click on it, right?
Yeah.
My favorite one is the pasture for the Mongolians. Because it's just a really loud, it's like, ba. It's super loud. Every time. It's the funniest one. Because they'll have something. You know, one weird one is the archery. You click on it, and it just like, you hear arrows shoot and land, and you kind of think you're under attack every time you click on the damn archers. But it's my favorite one, though. Is that for kids?
SWB audio captured, not registered.
وصل الكشافة. أتحرك الآن.
Increase the range of spearmen by 100%. Okay.
Do it.
Yep. Alright. Fine. You talked me into it. One thing I've never been a fan of with the resource management in this game is like if I want to upgrade my gold mining, I need gold. I don't like that. Upgrade your wood, you need gold as well, but I just think those things should always kind of be separate. Razer Nations, I think, does a very good job of it. You make wood stuff with food, you make food stuff with wood.
لدي مهمة. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
شيد جيدا.
أزرع بالطبع.
I could go for some pizza right about now.
Nice.
It was good tonight. I need to spin. They only do the Neapolitan pizzas.
So scary for a second.
Pretty good. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear, but
Well, I have 2 frozen pizzas, so I can eat.
frozen pizzas are good too.
SWB audio capture
I just
not
can't eat more
registered.
because I don't want to wait for pizza.
It's too late to eat that much food, man.
No, you lie.
Nope.
لدي مهمة. سأبدأ العمل.
Indigestion, not gonna burn any of it off. I can't do that shit that late.
I have a cold that's bad enough right now.
Exactly. You don't need all the other things.
أجل أنا ذاهب. قضي الأمر. بدء التحرك. الميليشيا.
ما حاجتك؟ سأبني هذا.
ما أوامرك يا أخي؟ أجل. القوس جاهز. ما هي أعبر راكبا؟ مستعدون. الخيال.
لدي مهمة. سيتم تشييد ذلك.
Oh man, oh man.
يا قاف هيا لنذهب.
I also could go for some ice cream.
Dude.
هيا بنا.
What?
نتعرض للخاص.
Strawberry ice cream sounds good right about now.
Sounds good pretty much all the time. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah, fucking ice cream.
سأنطلق.
Whoa, that's...
أقصوا يا رجال.
Oh, there must be docking. Oh, there's more shore over
audio
there.
capture not registered.
جاهزون للعمل.
Did they
سأبدأ التعبير. ما حاجة لدي مهمة.
put apples there?
أجل.
That would be pretty funny.
سأبدأ
Let's see.
التعبير. أنصتوا سأنفذ.
My bet is that there was just a transport ship.
ما هي الأوامر؟ أمرك يا سيدي.
That's what it looks like.
اضبطوا الآن. اطلقوا كلا الجنود. اقتلوا.
Quit running.
صحيح.
Why are you running?
مستعد سأفعل.
Why are you running?
الخيالة تثير
Oh, there's even more gold.
Yeah, and stone and wood. And everything.
لنذهب.
Yeah, you know, I think what I'll do.
لدي مهمة.
I'll leave a force over there, and then I will build my main
أحدهم يطلق علينا.
kind of military up here.
الرام
I'll leave a force here for when I'm boarded over here and stuff, but
Game really wants you to left click on House of Wisdom.
dude, it does. Fine. How you upgrade your ages? It's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool.
جاهز للعمل.
At least it's an interesting way to do it.
SWB audio capture. Not
So what
registered.
you're saying is that you have only 2 landmarks?
14.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I'm curious about that. If they just destroy my House of Wisdom in my town center, is the game over? I'm on landmark victory right now, which I do prefer. We played it last night. I like it more than having to kill every freaking villager that runs away.
أجل مرحبا سأبدأ العمل.
أعطني الأوامر. رمي السهام
I should
يتحرك.
build houses all the way out to the shore just to make it really annoying
سيتم تشييد ذلك.
to land on this shore.
أجل سأنطلق.
Well, what you doing here, transport ship with one guy? You trying to infect me with more scouts? Get out of here.
نعم بالطبع. سأطلق الآن. ما هي الآن؟ نعم بالطبع. أجل. مرحبا. سيتم تشييد ذلك. إنهم يطلقون علينا. لدي مهمة. انتبهوا لنذهب. اتبعوني أيها الجنود الشجعان. أقبلوا لتنفيذ الأمر أيها الخيانة. نحن نتعرض للإطلاق. بما تأمل. الخيانة مستعدون.
Not today.
These are just some minor annoyances.
Yeah, like I said, we keep troops over there, keep troops
audio
over there.
capture. Not registered.
I'm gonna send 7 guys after you.
أعطني هدفا تصيبه.
It's weird, isn't it?
سأبني حسنا. ما المطلوب؟
And then he has one guy that's just trying to drop off a scout.
سأنهي بناء
Repeatedly.
Yeah. Just so that he can get
Oh.
murdered.
Did it, too.
نحن تحت القصف. ماذا لديك لأفعل؟
Whoa, I'm super low on wood. That's annoying. Was that scout really worth the transport ship?
Oh, at all. I'm so sad.
انتبهوا جميعا. سأجمع الحطب.
إنهم
ماذا
يطلقون
لديك
علينا.
لأفعل؟ سأبني ذلك الآن.
ماذا لديك لأفعل؟ سأنهي بناء ذلك. هل أنت أوامر لهذا الخيال؟
Super
One
low
at
on
a
wood.
time. Hit like the whole section.
على استعداد لبعض العمل.
Wait, am I not in age 3 then? Where I get confused.
بما تأمر؟
Camel rider, that's all I needed.
That-
I'm all
وضعنا السروج ومستعدون.
SWB audio capture. Not registered.
You're very far away from a desert. The camel will thrive here.
It would though.
Yeah.
It would do amazing.
It has grass for days. Just sits and eats all day. Be perfect.
Happy camel. So much gold and stuff.
You need more gold.
Always. But these guys suck at getting wood.
You just need a shit ton of people to do it.
9 or 10 is usually pretty sufficient.
Well, you're at 82 of 130, so if you fill the rest with villagers.
Oh god. I won't be able to kill anybody. Oops, don't need those.
على استعداد لبعض العمل. الحطب من الأشياء.
حسناً، ما المطلوب؟
Go to the mining camp right here instead of running
Not
back.
registered.
Let's
إلى أن أمضي إلى
let's work smarter, not harder. Can we do that today?
حان وقت العمل.
Thanks.
Thanks, kid, thanks.
سأفني ذلك الآن.
Let's spend a lot of stone right now.
حان وقت العمل. سأنهي بناء ذلك عما قريب.
Speaking of gold, just made monks.
ما المطلوب؟
I got one.
سأبني ذلك الآن.
الوضع سيء. نتعرض للقصف.
My ally sucks.
Gotta be.
Who is he?
They're English. Still, like, yeah, just kill the horses, man. I'll make a whole thing out of it.
القوس على استعداد. ماذا لديك لأفعل؟ سأبني ذلك. حان وقت العمل. أنا ذاهب للتنقيب. حسناً، ما المطلوب؟
Wait, need a blacksmith. Island living is getting tough.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Real estate is a commodity, my man.
على استعداد لبعض العمل.
How much do I need? 1,200 gold to go cannon before I raid the world.
حسناً، ما المطلوب؟
ماذا لديك لأفعل؟ أنا ذاهبة للتنقيب.
ماذا لديك لأفعل؟ يتم التعدين. نحن نتعرض للإطلاق.
Oh, he killed my archer. He chopped off a scout again. Yeah, attacking a ship at the enemy port is always difficult, man, because it auto heals. That's why you want to attack the port if you can.
ماذا لديك لأفعل؟ أجمع الحطب كما أمرت.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
The English have a really good one where their stuff sounds an alarm whenever there's scouts or anything else. Their stuff, you know, you get the bells and everything. I like that a lot. Sometimes it's annoying when it's just a scout. Because you're like, come on, man, I don't care. But at least they have something.
Yeah.
إلى أين أذهب؟ ستأتي الأوامر قريبا يا رجال.
Come on, guys, go get a bunch of gold. We're gonna need it for siege cannons.
Gonna make these bitches gold plated.
$10 million. What we got here? Transport ship with 7 troops. Alright.
Send a guy.
I keep blocking them. Oh man, 3 more priests. I gotta say, man, as far as sieges go, I've seen better. And you lost the transport ship for it. Good job, bud.
Job, bud.
I wasn't thinking that, but it does work very well.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Did I make 2 blacksmiths? I did. I wonder. Oh, I got some troops in here. I don't like that, gentleman. Killed a lot of my guys. I wasn't watching because I was watching the other attack.
Sneaky bastards.
I don't know where they think they're running, but this is an island. They have no transport off of it, so...
Oh, bad.
Another one, 5 troops.
لن ترتاح قلوب
ما حاجتك إلي؟
Only that few make it out, huh? That's a pain. Elephants!
Elephants is the problem.
That is a problem, yeah.
على استعداد للمهمة التالية. لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار.
SWB audio capture, not registered.
Dude, they're doing it again. Come on, guys. The scout. Come on, guys.
على استعداد للمهمة التالية. ما حاجتك إلي؟ إنهم يطلقون علينا النيران. أنا متعطش لخوض الذاهب. الأوامر آتية لنا. نتجه نحو الأمام الآن. لن أمرك. أنا متجه كما أمرت. ما حاجتك إلى المناجم؟ لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار.
Backed into kind of a corner here with that one, guys. I don't like it. I don't appreciate what's going on here.
مستعدون لتلقي ذاهب إلى موضع إطلاق جديد.
I hold a bit of a grudge when it comes to this stuff.
أمرك أنا مستعدة لتلقي التعليمات.
لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار. سأحرص على تشييده جيدا.
Which one has the elephants? These guys. Yeah, those are Chinese down there, so they don't have elephants. These guys.
SWB audio capture not registered.
ما حاجتك إلي؟
وجهني نحو أنا أتحرك بأسرع ما يمكنني.
I should be doing trade ships. Something I forget about pretty often in this game.
لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار. أحب العمل في الغابة.
I remember the normal traders all the time, but the trade ships I don't really remember. They're getting attacked by Chinese. I keep getting attacked by whoever the hell.
الأوامر مسيرة طويلة لنا. على استعداد للمهمة التالية. أمرك. أنا مستعد لتلقي. لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار. أحب العمل في. لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار. إلى أين أسير؟ أيها الجنود، لقد وصلت أوامرنا. صمتا في الصفوف. الأوامر قادمة. تحركوا معا كشخص واحد. الأوامر آتية لنا. لدينا وجهة نقصدها فلنتحرك. أنصتوا إلى الأوامر. الآن عند كلمتي تحركوا. صمتا في الصفوف. الأوامر. لدينا وجهة نقصدها فلنتحرك. لن على استعداد للمهمة التالية. أمرك. أنا مستعد لتلقي التعليمات. أمرك. في انتظار أوامري.
Oh, well, I can't even use that trade ship because it's port got
SWB
destroyed.
audio capture not registered.
أنصتوا إلى الأوامر.
Hi guys.
تلك هجمات جيدة. اللعنة عليهم. ماذا أركب؟ ماذا أنا أطيع؟ مستعدون لتلقي الأوامر وتعتبرت إلى الذهاب على هذا. ما هي أوامرك؟ واجبي هو الطاعة. أرسلني إلى أي معركة. وسعي أن أنفذ الأوامر. ها قد ادعموا آلات الحصار. سيروا. مع آلات الحصار. لديك أوامر من أجلي. لا أريد كلام. الأوامر قادمة. طاعة من يأمر بالفضيلة.
Trying to tell you guys to back up.
آلات الحصار.
Okay.
الاستعداد. آلات الحصار مع آلات الحصار. سيروا. ما أوامر الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء؟ الجمال الطاعة واجبي. كما تشاء وأنفذه. ما حاجة عمرك؟
على استعداد للمهمة التالية.
That gold's almost done.
بلى كما أمرت. نتحرك إلى الموقع الجديد.
I need more people gathering wood.
اسمعوا بحرص يا رجال. نحن نغادر المكان. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء؟ إنهم فوق السرور. نتعرض لقصف العدو. ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟
Install movie audio capture not registered.
ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟
Oh, they just upgraded. As I'm shooting them down.
سيحدث ذلك. في انتظار أوامرك. أمرك.
انتباه!
لن انتباه. الأوامر لم الجمال تنطلق بفارغ الصبر. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟
One cannon, man. Wait some power.
نرسل العدو إلى موتهم. راكبوا الجسام إلى الأمام.
Sometimes that's all you need.
The priests go and grab their relics.
ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟ نحن تحت القصف. كل شيء جاهز. مستعد. اركبوا كما. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟ أوامر جديدة. قفوا مستعد. مسيرة طويلة لنا. اتبعوني وأنا أسير راكبا أمامكم. أطيع أمرك.
Oh, catapults and everything. Burn it down quickly.
إنهم فوق السروج وجاهزون. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟
Install movie audio capture not registered.
الجمال تنتظر بفارغ الصبر. سأفضي راكبا عبر الحطام. نحن نغادر المكان.
Back out, back out. Oh, gotta kill another catapult.
ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟ كل شيء جاهز. مستعدون إلى الأمام. جميعكم الآن. ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟ الجمال تنتظر بفارغ الصبر. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟ اقصفوا هؤلاء الحمقى.
Oh, the gold ran
أنصتوا
out.
جميعا. الأوامر قد سأفعل هذا
نحن
الآن.
تحت القصف. إنهم فوق السروج وجاهزون.
Like 11 people not working.
ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟ إنهم فوق السروج وجاهزون. الجمال تنتظر بفارغ الصبر. انتظروا أوامرنا أيها الرماة. أيها الرماة، يجب أن نكون مستعدين. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟ اسحقوا العدو. أيها الرماة، أصغوا إلى الأوامر.
I'm about to lose this.
مدفعية الحصار تتحرك.
Enemy AI destroyed.
الأوقت إلى الذهاب. أيها الجنود، نحن ذلك المكان. العدو
I don't think I get my
يهاجم.
cannon out of there in time.
الفزع والدمار. ستتم إطاعة أوامرك.
No, I might lose this cannon.
المعبأ ويتحرك. سننجز ذلك. نحرك مدفعيتك الآن.
Doesn't have command and conquer rules where I can run people over.
سيحدث ذلك.
SWB audio
It's a
capture
shame,
أنا
really.
أفتش
I agree.
إشاراتك حكيمة وفي التوقيت المناسب. صمتا أيها الجنود. حسنا، فليتحرك الجميع. أرسلوهم إلى قبورهم. أوامر. ما الأوامر؟ حركوا مدفعيتك الآن. آلات الحصار خاصة تحت الخط.
أمرك، ما حاجتك إلي؟ لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار. لن أتوقف حتى على استعداد للمهمة التالية. أحب العمل في الغابة.
ما أوامرك؟ أفعل ذلك الآن. مستعدون لتلقي. ما الأوامر؟ أي الأشياء تحتاج إلى التقديم؟
Keeping that cannon.
مستعدون لتلقي الأوامر.
انتبهوا الآن يا رجال. الأوامر الآن. عند كلمتي تحركوا. تحركوا معا. أنا على استعداد للمهمة التالية. حاولوا أن يجلب هذا الطريق عوائد لنا.
الأعداء قادمون إلينا.
صدر الأمر. دمي يفيض بالحماسة.
ما أوامرك لآلاتك؟
I don't think I have anything to repair them with. Huh.
وصلتنا أوامر شديدة.
الأوامر آتية لنا. حسنا، فليتحرك الجميع. صمتا في الصف. أمرك واضح. انتبهوا الآن يا رجال. الأوامر. لن ترتاح قلوب الأشرار.
SWB audio capture not registered.
أنصتوا جميعا، سنتلقى الأوامر.
كما تشاء.
All right.
Looks like your English brothers are not doing so hot.
They are not
صمتا
doing
في
hot.
الصفوف. الأوامر
It's a shame.
أركب كما أمرت.
I will not save them.
أنصتوا إلى الأوامر. الآن عند كلمتي تحركوا.
Not doing well at all.
مستعدون لتلقي الأوامر وتحقيق المجد. الأوامر لدينا وجهة نقصدها، فلنتحرك. ندافع ضد هجوم العدو.
That is
نفذ
a
أوامر.
shipment of people for sure.
لا أريد كلام. الآن قد وصلت أوامر.
أمرك، أتحرك تحت إمرتك.
أيها الجثة تتم إطاعة أوامرك.
صمتا.
SWB audio capture not
That really
registered.
sucks.
وصلتنا أوامر. اتبعوا الآلات يا رجال. آلات الحصار على أهبة الاستعداد. فليشعروا بغضبنا. أنا متعطش. إلى أين تريدني أن أذهب؟
أيها الرماة، أصغوا إلى الأوامر.
Ain't that a kick in the pants? Because here comes more.
نيران العدو تنهال علينا. إنهم يطلقون علينا النيران.
سأزيلها.
Well, I don't have enough to deal with it. This one's they're like stuck over there, but I don't have enough to deal with invaders. Pretty broke. I kind of put everything I had into this. I think I'm screwed, man. Not having an ally that was worth anything really screwed me up. I wouldn't have been able to save him anyways. Well then. I keep this of a cannon. That might help.
SW capture not
Fight the elephant. Also, a lot of troops to that though. Pretty screwed on this one too, man. Yeah, it's avoiding my keep now. What are their landmarks?
ألديك أوامر من أجلي؟ أوامر مثل هذه ليست عندك. انتبهوا الآن. سأفعل هذا الأمر. آلاف الحصار مستعدة من نيران العدو.
Their other cannon killed one of my cannons. That's game, man. It's the only really push I had left in me. This map is really cool, though. I can do a lot with that much resource. I just relied on an ally who isn't even out, but has nothing. Yeah. Ugh. Calling it a night, dude. I would not have been having much luck tonight. Loving the game, but not winning at all. I need sleep. You need sleep even more.
Yeah.
Get your ass to sleep.
SWB audio capture.
Get
not
your ass to
registered.
sleep.
You doing out of bed? All right. Good night, man.
All right, later, homie.
Later.